Hello, everybody, and welcome to the United Stand. We're live for Manchester United's trip to Southampton, a must-win game for United, and a bit of chaos as you'd expect. It's always a big news story when Manchester United's team news comes out, and that team news has come out that Casemiro is on the bench for Manchester United today, and that Scott McTominay, and in fact, the team that started against Liverpool will start. I disagree with it, but not to the extent that I've disagreed with team lineups over the years. I think that the reality is it was a winning team against Liverpool, and you can understand a manager that picks a winning team. There's a risk attached. I would liken this risk to the same risk that we had when we played Brighton and Brentford by putting Varane on the bench. I think that was a mistake as well. But look, Erik ten Hag got it right against Liverpool. I didn't think starting Elanga was a good idea. And it worked. McTominay start. I mean, I suppose on a very simple level, without moaning or ranting or anything like that, because we've had a very good result against Liverpool, and we need to take that momentum in. And I wouldn't be surprised if this team does quite well. But my mentality is always, what's the point? You know, what's the point? It's a little bit like staying in a relationship with a girl, and it would be a girl for me, and knowing that I've got better options there, and they're interested, and going, you know what? Leave it a week. I'm just going to get my fill out of this. And it's like, but what I mean, like, is we're off to the cinema to watch Top Gun or something like that. But my point is that Casemiro is fit, Ronaldo is fit. They are better than Elanga and McTominay. We're playing away. We've got 3 points from 6. Why would you not pick them? It just seems to me, I'm going to be loyal to the shit kids. Like, and I'm not saying that Elanga and McTominay are shit by any means, but compared to Casemiro and Ronaldo, they are. And it just seems like, have we got a better chance of beating Southampton with Casemiro and Ronaldo? Yes. Why try and be tactically clever and go, I'm rewarding a winning team? What are you going to, you're not going to keep Casemiro on the bench for the rest of the season for Scott McTominay. So just get on with it. Like, it doesn't make a lot of difference to me. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but I'm not massively bothered about it. As I say, many people predicted that Ronaldo would still be on the bench. I almost feel that Ronaldo sort of got thrown into the Harry Maguire camp as well. I don't know whether anybody else feels that. I feel like it's almost like Harry Maguire's not starting, so neither's Ronaldo now, and everybody's sort of comfortable with that. And I'm like, well, hold on a minute. Harry Maguire is the worst captain in our history, and Cristiano Ronaldo is one of the best players in our history and was Player of the Year last year. You can start Ronaldo and keep Maguire on the bench, but it almost feels like there's some sort of reason behind that, because we're going to play Rashford down the middle, and I don't know whether Rashford thinks he can play down the middle, and maybe he'll score a hat-trick today, but I'm telling you now, in my opinion, he's not a centre forward. He isn't. He's fast, he can finish, but he's not a centre forward. I think people like Darren Bent are better than Marcus Rashford up front, and he would never play for a top 4 club. I know he played for Spurs, but you know what I mean. So I don't know. But look, maybe Ronaldo's leaving next week. The Ronaldo thing is less of an issue for me, because maybe Ronaldo is leaving next week. In which case, why play him against Southampton? But Casemiro should walk straight into that team. He's fit. Morning, Mark. I don't think Casemiro is Erik ten Hag signing. It's the club signing. If De Jong was here, he would definitely start, says Mikael Roach. It's interesting, isn't it? I mean, Martinez did sort of go straight into the team, didn't he? You might be onto something there. And also, I want to know who the hell leaked the team. Thought the leaks were gone, says David. Yeah, well, this team is getting leaked a lot. Honestly, Mark, this game compared to Liverpool is night and day. Our pacey forwards were useful against the high line, but not today against the Saints, says Akil. I think that the leaked lineup, by the way, is the same team that played against Liverpool. So, and that should be out now. We should have the official team out now. So that would be obviously David De Gea at the low, Varane, Martinez, Malacia, McTominay, Eriksen, Bruno, and then Elanga, Sancho, Rashford. That's the lineup as we understood, and this was leaked 45 minutes ago. So again, United need to be looking at that, because that team is the team that's come out. It's exactly the same team. The bench is Heaton, Maguire, Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Casemiro, Fred, Van der Beek, Garnacho, and Ronaldo. So he's gone with exactly the same team as he did against Liverpool, and it's been leaked very, very early, as we know again. So look, we can all, I think we're all desperately trying to focus on the, positives of beating Liverpool, and we know that we've got to win the next couple of games, of course. But there are also concerns. Of course, there are concerns about some of the issues that are going on at the club. that dressing room is still leaking. It is. Like, the team news has come out early again for the second time in a row. There is still issues in that dressing room. And look, I'm very happy with that team. I think the one thing for me, Casemiro needed to start. That's the only thing. The McTominay thing, just, you know, I don't even mind Ronaldo being on the bench, but it's Ronaldo, it's Casemiro. But you know, I just would have started Casemiro. Would have started him. I mean, and there's a lot of people in the chat, and you know, I've got to respect it, even if I disagree with it. A lot of people going, "Yeah, you don't win it. You don't change a winning team. You don't change a winning team." Well, I tell you what, if we lose today, you'll look very, very stupid. You do change a winning team. Of course, you change a winning team. You know, this ain't school sports day where everyone gets a winning sticker if they come last. This is Manchester United. We're Manchester United, as Gary would say. You pick your best team. We've got 3 points from 9. That's the reality. We're playing Southampton away. We need to win today. I think we can win today with McTominay in the midfield. I think we probably still will win. But when, at what point? You've got to do it at some point, is what I'm trying to say. What if we win 4-0 today? Casemiro stays on the bench until Ten Hag decides he wants to pick him. He's on 350 grand a week. He's a 60 million pound signing. He's better than every midfielder that we've got. You know, and what, you know, but actually, let me just calm it down a little bit. It's not worth getting your knickers in a twist, because let me just say this. He's coming on after 60 minutes and he's starting against Leicester probably. So that's the reality. He's probably just feeding him in lightly. It's not worth getting in, you know, in trouble with. To be honest with you, the Casemiro thing is less of a concern because he's a 60 million pound player on 350 grand a week. He will find his way into that team 100%. And maybe he'll find himself in the team with Scott McTominay. You just don't know. Of more concern for me, actually, is if we move away from that unchanged team for Manchester United. We'll talk about Southampton in a minute. But of more concern for me, actually, is this. Elanga in a front three starting for Manchester United. I just don't think he's ready for it. I don't. And I hope he can perform. But I really think he should be on. I like Elanga. I think he's got a lot of potential, but he should be in the Championship on loan. That's where he should be. And he's starting for Manchester United. If whether Ronaldo's on the bench or whether Ronaldo leaves next week, we don't know what's happening there. Whether we sign Antony or not, we're still going to have to use Elanga a hell of a lot. So I think I'm more concerned about the attack. I was looking at something interesting today that I think Liverpool have got 17 games in between September and the end of October, something like 17 games. Maybe it's the start of November is involved as well. We've got 17 games then because Liverpool aren't playing an extra game to us. We've all got the same Premier League games. Yes, they're in the Champions League, but we're in the Europa League and we've got the Carabao Cup. So we've got 17 games to play. And it's a huge amount of football to have to play, isn't it? 17 games. And I look at the attacking options today and you've all right, Ronaldo's on the bench, but it's Elanga, Sancho, Rashford, Ronaldo. That's it. 17 games. We've not got enough. If Ronaldo is leaving, then I get it. But if you want the best chance to win, then you start Ronaldo. How the hell is Casemiro not starting over him to Sandro? But you know what? Remember, we are learning about Erik Ten Hag. And there will be things that you love about him. There's a lot of things I love about Ten Hag. But there are also things that you won't like about him. And like, maybe he is a principled manager that won't change a winning team. Maybe he's a manager that... you know, I liked what he did at halftime against Liverpool. We've not seen that before. Changing tactically. Elanga was taken off. So do you think our midfield will be outfought today, as our players always seem to overestimate their ability after a big win, says Kevin? It's a massive game. I can't wait for it. It's such a contrast, like people say, and it's such an important game for United to do well in. Last week's team was tactical, ideal for Liverpool. Today needs better quality and possession, not blind pace. I want to come back to that from Humphrey. It's the second time in 2 days he's come out with a really, really good point. Who doesn't make the bench when Lindelof, Martial and Antony are available, says John. I strongly disagree with your Elanga comments. He's young, but in that position, he is the best we have. He's great on the ball and can create chances, says Charlie. So there's a big... Look, I don't know what you're strongly disagreeing about, Charlie. I have seen people calling Elanga horrible things. I actually really rate Elanga. I just don't think he's ready for first-team football at United. I think he's been fast-tracked in and he's not ready. And Gary Neville was on about this the other day. when he was coming through, it was gradual and you're surrounded by top players. We're throwing Elanga in like Rangnick did, and I think it's just too much too soon. But look, maybe he'll take to it. Rashford did, didn't he? Glazes out. I'm easy with Eric Ten Hag's decisions. Let's see how the game pans out, says SK. How the hell is Casemiro and Ronaldo, who are both football legends, not starting when Elanga and McTominay are bang average, says Spirit. Mark, would you change a winning side, says Mikael. Yes. Can't get on board with not playing our best players, says Antony. Casemiro not in, but we all know if we had introduced De Jong last week, he would have been starting. Favoritism again to McFred for some reason, says Brendan. Well, Fred's on the bench, isn't he? So I would have made I would have made changes. That's the Southampton team on the screen for you there, which I'll read out to you in a moment. I would have made changes, yes. I would have started Ronaldo, but I think Ronaldo could be leaving. So if he's leaving, not starting him makes sense. So the Ronaldo thing is a little bit more complex and political. I get that. But I would have started Casemiro. Yeah, he's not coming off the beach. He's been training with Real Madrid. He's been playing games for Real Madrid. He's fully fit. He's match fit. He's had 2 training sessions. He goes straight into the team. And you're absolutely correct. If this was Frankie de Jong, he'd be playing him. If it was Antony, he would play him. So, yeah, Martinez played from the start, didn't he? So I don't know why Casemiro is not starting, but maybe he feels that we'll be all right. Playing Ronaldo 45 minutes instead of 19 more matches, says Keel. And didn't we hate Ollie for changing a winning side, says Marshall FC. Mate, you can be, but I would disagree with you being so comparative. I don't see, comparing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is like comparing the finest, steak dinner with a half-eaten Mars bar from a bin. Like there's no, you can't compare what Ollie did with Eric Ten Hag because Eric Ten Hag is a coach. And many people think you shouldn't change a winning team. But let me put it to this. You play Brentford and you play McTominay and everyone like that. And then the next week you're playing Man City at the Etihad and you beat Brentford 4-0, but Casemiro and Ronaldo available. Are you going to pick McTominay and Elanga against Man City when you've got Casemiro on the bench? No, you're not. So the whole, what I'm trying to say is it's not, the world is, it's a traffic light, isn't it? Red for stubborn negativity, green for stubborn positivity, and amber for everything that goes on between. And I live my life in the amber zone. And I don't really have a massive problem with him not changing a winning team in these circumstances. But you can't just sit there and say you should never change a winning team because the circumstances I've just given you there, you might be playing somebody really crap midweek and you win. And then Casemiro's back for the big game at the weekend. Oh, I'm not changing a winning team. You've got to pick your best players. But as I said, I wouldn't get your knickers in a twist about this. I would have started Ronaldo and I would have started Casemiro, but I'm not the coach. Some of you last night are saying, let's walk away from the Antony deal. Let's go and get Gakpo, but you're not the coach. So it's as long as the coach is doing what he wants to do, and he is, because he's benching people like Ronaldo, Casemiro, Luke Shaw and Maguire, he's doing what he wants to do. It's his choice. And that's what we want. Choices made by the manager. That's all it's all about. So I'm happy. I'm not getting my knickers in a twist about this. I don't wear knickers, but let the manager manage. That's what we've always wanted. But by all means, disagree with it because that's football. Like you don't have to 100% back everything the manager does. What you don't do is turn on your manager. And like I say, I wouldn't have started that team today, but hopefully we'll be sat here in a couple of hours' time going, he got it right. We were 3-0 up after half an hour with McTominay and Elanga. That hopefully will happen. And then we'll all go, he's got it right. This man's the man. But I also think what will happen is I think Casemiro will come on for the last half an hour, quite comfortably be better than McTominay. And then he starts against Leicester. I've seen this happen a lot with new signings. They don't start the first game. They get 20 minutes, half an hour. You see their quality. They get up to speed and then they start the next game. And he's already shown that he would. I mean, to be fair to Harry Maguire, I know we got beat 4-0 by Brentford, but he wasn't worse than Martinez in that game. The following game, Martinez starts and Maguire gets a bench. So Ten Hag has shown, and also Elanga got benched at half-time tactically for Martial. So Ten Hag has shown that he will drop people even if they didn't play particularly badly or others played worse. There is a lot to exploit about that Southampton team, by the way. When you go through it, you've got Basuna in goal, Walker-Peters, Bella Ketchup, Salisu, who I think is not that good. And I can't throw them under the bus, but I know a Premier League footballer who said to me about 3 weeks ago, that Salisu's not very good. from a Premier League footballer. So watch out for him at 22, probably man of the match now. Genepo at left back, Ward-Prowse and Lavia. So Romu's not playing. He normally puts the tackle in. Aribo, Alanusi, Armstrong and Adams. I mean, this is a team that we should be putting aside. Romu's on the bench for them. We should be beating these. We should be beating these. Traditionally, this is the sort of game that we struggle in, but this is the sort of team that Man City, Arsenal, even Spurs and Chelsea and certainly Liverpool will be dispatching to get themselves in the top 4. Mark, what's going on with poor Donny? Says Rack. Well, no one's talking about Donny, are they? And I don't think there was any chance that he was going to play. But he's not. You know, the thing about Donny van de Beek is he's not angling for a move. He's not angling for a move. Can you do a poll? And if it's more embarrassing for United to pay the 100 million or walk away from Antony, do you think Erik ten Hag is regret it? We did it last night, Rice and Peas. We did it on the 8 o'clock show. You need to tune in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, we can hit 460,000 today. So please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. But we are live 8 o'clock every night, 10 o'clock every morning. And we did run a poll last night on the 8 o'clock show about the Antony deal, which I want to talk about in a minute. 70% of you said you've got to stay in the deal. And I agree with that, but we can go back to that. Also, Varane's inability to play out from the back will be exposed massively today, says Martin. Varane's inability to play out from the back? Where have you been, Martin, for the last 10 years? A coma? Varane's inability to talk out from the back, walk out from the back, play out from the back. He's been part of the best centre-back pairing in the last decade. Ramos and Varane won 3 Champions Leagues in a row, being left defending on their own. He can play out from the back, man. He can. This is just the proof that our manager, again, got a player he did not want. Casemiro. No, I think it's too early to say that, Voter. I do think De Jong would walk straight into the team. And we know that Casemiro is not the player that Ten Hag wants. But he will be in that team very quickly. Donny not starting again. Is it time we let him go for the sake of his career, says Joel. Keeping the same winning team creates a sense of fear for places, says Salim. Top 4 or Europa League trophy, what would you take, Mark? I think we've got to go for both, Sabo. Welcome to Members Club, Tib. And hi, Mark. We have to trust Ten Hag, but I'm a little worried about the midfield still going for a win 2-1, says Glazer. Look, you know, I would have picked a different team. I can't lie. I would have picked a different team, but I can't lie and say I'm panicking. Like, I still think we'll win, even with that team. If it's Erik ten Hag thinks Rashford is a centre forward, he's going to get a rude awakening today. Elanga and Rashford are not possession-based players, says Ari. Varane's in it, but yeah, well, look, I actually fancy Rashford to score today. I don't think he's a centre forward, but a centre forward is somebody who can score you 20 goals in the Premier League. I think Rashford can, you know, Rashford might score today because Eriksen puts him through one-on-one. Like, the game might suit him, but no, I don't think Rashford's a forward. But apparently Rashford, well, I don't believe this story, but apparently there's a story that Rashford wants to play up front, down the middle. I don't know why. He's got left wing on lockdown, and that's his best position. So I don't know why he wants to suddenly play up front, but you know, and it's not like it's more glamorous to play down the middle. Look at Salah plays off the wing, Son plays off the wing. You know, you can be, you know, Mbappe plays off the wing a lot. So I don't know why he just doesn't want to settle into his best position. But I fancy Rashford to score today. Just going back to Donny van de Beek, and we'll talk about the Antony transfer in a moment, and a little bit about De Jong as well, because there's talk of Liverpool. The Donny van de Beek situation is quite interesting. I agree with a lot of people in the chat who were saying, oh, Donny can't get a start for love and money and all this, that. He's not actually angling for a move, and he's not going to move. Last year, under Solskjaer, he definitely was looking at that, but no, he's not. So there is a bit of patience from Donny's side, and obviously not getting games at the moment. But remember that it's over now. It's not over for Donny, but what is over is this 1 game a week thing, where you don't get a lot of change in your team in the first few weeks because it's 1 game a week, and yeah, you pick your winning team, etc. Thursday we play Leicester. Sunday we play Arsenal. I think midweek after that we're playing Europa League against Sociedad. I think there's a Carabao Cup game. Basically, it's a game every 3 or 4 days until November now, apart from the international break at the end of September. So we should start to see people like Maguire, Luke Shaw, Donny van de Beek, Wan-Bissaka, these sort of players will start to get more regular game time now. So, you know, I imagine Donny will reassess where he is in January. The big disappointment for Donny is he's got no chance of going to the World Cup. Maybe Ten Hag wants to see what this team does with a lot more possession, says Tib. Eric Ten Hag said he had full power from board to make decisions, then drops Maguire twice in a row. Do you think that proves the board were picking the team before, says Nick? No, I don't think the board were picking the team. I just think there's a lot of player power at that club. I don't know whether it's going to change under Ten Hag. I hope it will. But what I do know for a fact is that Manchester United players do have conversations with people higher up in that club, which never used to happen under Sir Alex. We've empowered bad players, basically. Bad players have been made to feel too powerful in that football club. And that needs to change. Would rather see Ronaldo and Casemiro in the start 11, but respect Ten Hag. And I think that's the message, Caldo. I really do. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, like I say, and please click the share button. We've got 35,000 watching, and we're about 40 minutes away from the start of this game. Martinez had a couple of weeks training. Casemiro's only had 2 days, says Jonathan. Look, Casemiro is going to be starting very, very soon. I would have started him today, but he will be starting very, very soon. There's loads of games to come. The important thing is to bring it back to this game. We've got to win the game. And of course, we can make 5 subs if it goes wrong. But Eric Ten Hag thinks long-term. He did it getting Varane ready for the Liverpool game, keeping him back, play well, get reward is the message today, says Levi. Yeah, look, you can sit there like I am and say, I disagree with that team. But what you can't do is sit there and start going, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's an absolute clown, this, that, and the other, because he probably will prove us wrong. And McTominay will probably have a decent game because maybe McTominay, I thought McTominay was okay against Liverpool. I don't think he was great, but I thought he was okay. But maybe McTominay now is suddenly going to start playing well because he knows his position's in danger. It's never been in danger before. But let's bring it back to the game. Look at the league table. We're still in 14th. If we didn't win today, we could be back in the bottom 3. So, yes, we beat Liverpool, but I think some of us have sort of ran away with that Liverpool result and feel that like the season's okay. I want to talk about the transfer situation in a moment, but let's talk about the game itself. Against Liverpool, they had 70% possession. And we ran 13 kilometres more than we did against Brentford. And everyone made a big deal of that. But we had 30% possession. So you're always going to run around a lot more. Against Brentford, we had 70% possession and we ran 13 kilometres less. Today, we'll have 70% possession because I think Southampton very rarely average over 45% possession themselves. So we'll have 70% possession today. So I expect we won't run as much because we ran so much against Liverpool because we had to, because they had the ball. Can we run as much with the ball? That's something Ten Hag's going to look at today. And I'd be very interested to know those stats later on today. But the second thing is we're going to have a lot more of the ball. So the McTominays, the Rashfords, the Sanchos, the Brunos, the Ericssons that had good games against Liverpool. Let's not forget who the man of the match contenders were. Varane, Martinez, Malacia, defenders. We beat Liverpool, but 3 of our defenders were vying for man of the match. That tells you a lot. We didn't have possession and we had to work hard and we had to defend well. Today, our centre-backs can't be man of the match. Today, we should just be saying, clean sheet, Martinez and Varane were steady. They can't be man of the match because we're going to have 70% possession. So I feel that what we've got to do today is show more energy on the ball. And it's a completely different game to Liverpool. I'd love an early goal. I'd love an early goal just to open this game up because then we can exploit a high line because they'll have to attack. But they're going to give us the ball. They're going to be compact and they're going to work hard and they're going to look to hit us on the break, even though we're the away team. It's a completely different challenge. And we've got the same challenge at Leicester on Thursday. So, look, it should always be in the mentality of every player that your last performance is gone. It's about the next performance. But if they think they're going to take anything from the game plan of Liverpool into this, they can't. And as we know with Ten Hag is a manager that I love the stats board that we have now that's just moved away because that will update minute for minute during the game. I think it's less than that. I think it's almost second for second. But Eric Ten Hag, if you know anything about him, over 70% possession, double figure shots, and high pass accuracy and high passes. That's what we should see today because that's Ten Hag. Monday night wasn't Ten Hag. That's not Ten Hag football. He'll enjoy the result, but that's not what he wants to do at Old Trafford. He doesn't want to be gifting 70% possession to Liverpool at Old Trafford. That's not what he's used to doing. Even with Ajax in the Champions League, that's not a game plan he would like. But instead of parking the bus against Liverpool, we were quite dynamic with it. We played a very high line in the first half and we gave the ball to Liverpool, but they couldn't get up the pitch and then we hit their high line. So, but we're not going to see that today. It's going to be a completely different game. And apart from the result, I don't really think there's a lot you can take from it. It's a matter of taking a chance. Why not try Garnacho and still taking a huge chance with Rashford and Scotty? I still have no clue what Donny does, says Arch. And welcome to the members club. Is it Seko or Keko? Thank you very much for joining there. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We're trying to get to 460,000 today. Thanks everyone who's getting involved. Ward Prowse on set pieces. Duty is always dangerous, especially for our new centre-back partnership, says Subbo. I mean, look, I look at that Southampton side. I don't see a lot of height in it, really. I really don't. I mean, look, is it Shea Adams up front? I wouldn't say he's a top striker. You could argue that, he's not that good. But what he has got is he's combative. He's relatively quick. He'll put himself about there. But Armstrong off the wing is relatively dangerous. But I don't see that this game being a problem. And I like Lewis says, is this Eriksen's type of game today? And I think this is where you need a Christian Eriksen to step up to the plate. Kian, thank you very much. But you know what? Going through that team for United, we need to see Malacia and Delo getting forward a lot today. They couldn't do that against Liverpool with 30% possession. Of course they couldn't. But today I want to see them getting forward. I think Bruno and Eriksen are key. Bruno's got to be a lot more. I mean, I've got the T-shirt on today. Maybe he's going to score a goal, but Bruno's got to be a lot cleverer in his possession. We can't have Hollywood passes. But maybe we will. I'm interested to see the dynamic of the attack with Manchester United today, because you've got Jadon Sancho, who we know is more than happy to play on the edge of the box, little triangles, moves. He loves all that. Eriksen's happy to do that. And then you've got Bruno, who wants to hit a quick ball all the time. And then you've got Rashford and Elanga, who are speed merchants. So on paper, it doesn't actually look like it's a good mix. But so much depends on Southampton approaching this game. If I was Southampton, I'd pack the midfield and I'd keep my defensive line very close to my penalty box so that little ball in for Rashford is not on, or Elanga, it's not on. And that, basically you've got to keep Bruno quiet, because if Bruno gets the opportunity to pick it up in his own half and hit a 30-yard ball over the top for Rashford to sprint onto, then Southampton are going to struggle. You want Bruno having the ball in, deep in your own half and going, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? Ollie, welcome to the members club. Thank you very much. I feel like, are we playing in that terrible kit again, Mark? I don't know. I don't know if we're playing in lime green. Probably, but we can't play in white. Yeah, we'll be in lime green, won't we? We will. Yeah. From Moyes to Ten Hag, this club never changes. Ronaldo on the bench again. At this point, it's just disrespectful, says Mohammed. And Mark, do you think Lindelof will get a fair shake under Eric? Well, no one ever talks about Lindelof Fleury, do they? And I do think that Victor Lindelof probably does deserve a little bit of game time, and he will get it. Of course, he'll get it. That's not going to change. I do want to just talk about the transfer situation. We are currently on 457,300. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, get involved. The current transfer situation, as we know it, is somewhat complicated. People forget that new signings need time to adapt. That being said, I'm happy with the back four staying as it was against Liverpool, says Claudio. Mark, it's my birthday today, expecting a win. Happy birthday to Steve Metcalf. So the situation with Antony is much the same. Of course it is. It's I said this last night. I don't think this Antony deal is going to change very, very quickly. The offer that we had rejected was 90 million euros, which I think is about 75 million pounds. That's got to go over 80 million pounds anyway. I don't actually know why United offered 90 million euros. Not disrespectful to bench a player who wants out, says Jim Jam. And but going back to Antony, we're going to have to offer them 80 million pounds, which is what, 95 million euros. And I think it's going to run and run. I don't think that's going to happen quickly. We're playing today. I think Ajax are playing tomorrow. So I don't think this gets resolved until Monday. I also think that the public interview by Antony that he did with Romano was a mistake. It benefits Man United, but I think it was a mistake because I think it has the potential to poke the tiger in Ajax. Ajax have the power, not Antony, and certainly not Manchester United. Ajax have the power because they don't have to sell. And we can all say that they have to sell because the price is ridiculous, and it is, but they still don't have to sell if they don't want to. And I certainly think that there is a PR game to play here. And Dortmund taught us this. Don't say something publicly and then bow down and do it. So I feel that we will get Antony. The danger with the Antony deal is Man United walking away, by the way, which we absolutely should not do. We've clearly been in the ear of this player. He's gone on strike. He's now done a public interview. He's absolutely messed up his career at Ajax to stay. We can't walk away from that now. You know, this, and also this is Ten Hag's #1 priority as an attacker. It always has been since May. So we've got to do this deal. And the reason some fans want to walk away is because of the fee. And the fee is ridiculous. But that's not Antony's fault. It's not Ten Hag's fault. It's not your fault. And it's not Ajax's fault. It's Manchester United's fault, whether it's the Glazers, Murta, Arnold, maybe it's all three of them. But the price is because of us. That price tag is not £80 million in late May, early June, early July. But in the last week of the transfer window, it's £80 million. And that's on Man United. It's not on Ajax. It's not on Antony. And it's not on Ten Hag. And it's certainly not on the fans. So the thing for me is the price is ridiculous and there's nothing we can do to escape that. But this is Ten Hag's priority. Antony desperately wants to come to us. And I and many other fans want to see Antony in the United shirt because he's an exciting player. The price, I just want to forget about very, very quickly. I don't like the price. I think it's a big, big problem. And what I don't like about the price, and I've not heard anybody say this yet, what I don't like about the price is, and it really angers me with Murta and Arnold and the Glazers, is that the minute we sign Antony for £80 million, in 3 or 4 months, if he doesn't settle, it'll be Ten Hag's flop. That's what it'll be. It'll be Ten Hag's £80 million flop. But it's not Ten Hag's £80 million flop because he asked them to buy him in mid-May. And if we'd bought him in June, we would have got him for a lot less, maybe 50 million. So it's the pressure, the incompetence of this board put on not only the player, but the manager, because he's now going to be Ten Hag's 80 million Eredivisie winger. What a stupid deal that was. But it's not a stupid deal if you pay 50 million. So the club put pressure on the manager and they put the pressure on the player as well. What's your biggest surprise with the lineup, says Dimitri? I'm not surprised by not changing a winning team. I'm not surprised. I can't sit here honestly and go, oh, I'm gutted that Casemiro is not starting. I would have started Casemiro, but I'm not surprised by it. When you play well, good to show the players it's not all about big names and they're on the bench, says Clive Roberts. I disagree with that, Clive, because as I said before, this not picking a winning team thing is, not changing a winning team thing is all fine and well in certain circumstances, but in other circumstances, it's a complete and utter joke. Like I said, if we were playing a Champions League final today against Barcelona, would you be happy with Casemiro and Ronaldo being on the bench? You'd all be going mad. So not changing a winning team, I like the idea of it, but it's not absolute. You can't, I've seen people on Twitter going, never change a winning team. Bullshit. It depends who missed the last game and why. Casemiro missed the last game, not because he's been crap, because he's a brand new signing. So I would have started Casemiro today, but I think in this type of a game, it's not a problem to pick a winning team. But I don't think it's always the right thing to do. But life should never be about always anyway, because that's just not the way it should be. If we don't sign Antony, I fear that no player will ever publicly say they want to play for us, says Salim. But yeah, I said that last night, Salim. I mean, United reputationally damage their reputation every bloody year in the transfer window. But if we don't buy Antony, you've got a player that's gone on strike and publicly said that he wants to join us, and then we hang him out to dry and walk away. You can't do that. James Tang, welcome to the Members Club. We're half an hour away from the start of this game. How are we all feeling anyway? I'm just going to do the poll for the results. I suspect we'll have a lot of positivity here. Remember the other night, 70% of you thought that that Liverpool would win, and so did I. So I can't can't walk away from that. But I'm going for a win today. I'm going to go 3-1 to Manchester United. Hopefully that's not a jinx. United win. I think we have to win today. So get voting in the poll there. You can do that. Lovely stuff. Also, a winning team isn't a team that's won one game, says McElvis. Apparently, we're going in for Memphis Depay. Manchester United have made a €10 million bid for Memphis Depay, says MUFC. I think Memphis is going to end up being the replacement for Ronaldo, which, which is, it's interesting. I like Memphis Depay. I do like Memphis Depay, but I don't agree with this deal. I really don't. I think it's a bad deal to do, and I'll explain why. Because one, I don't massively think. Look, I don't really think you should go back, but sometimes you can, and we've seen it. We've done it with Ronaldo. We brought Pogba back and everything like that. But Memphis Depay was not very popular with the British media, and that British media is pretty much still the same. So that concerns me for number one. Number two, I don't really feel that he is as good as people think he is. And point three, I don't think it's good for him to come back to Manchester United either. But point four, I really like the player. I liked him when we signed him. I never had a problem with him when we had him. I didn't really like how it ended. I actually think we could have got a little bit more out of him. I don't really know the full circumstances why we got rid of him in the first place. So I've always quite liked Memphis. And, at this late stage of the window, what are you going to do? But what I will say is, and I've got to be consistent, as much as I like the player, I'll be completely honest. This is Cavani. This is Falcao. This is Igalo. This is a desperation signing at the end of the window where we are going like that. And as much as I do like Memphis, and I know a lot of you do, how many more times are we going to keep doing what we're doing? We're going to spend £80 million on another player again. Well, hello, we did that 3 years ago. And we're now buying another very good player, i.e. Cavani, late in the window and going like that. You're never going to progress as a football club when you keep making the same mistakes. And look, I hope Memphis works out, and I hope Antony works out, because I like both those players. But I can't help but wander back to the main problem with United, which is Glazers out. The way we run our football club is never going to win as a Premier League, is it? Never going to win a Premier League. So I feel that, you've got to look at it in that sense and go, we've got to keep doing this. He's only 28, Memphis is, Shola, by the way. He's only 28. So, look, for €10 million, that's fine. But why are Barcelona getting rid of him for €10 million, by the way? I mean, for me, I just don't understand this. Memphis Depay is somebody I would think is worth 30 million quid at 28. And maybe it's wages. And also, can I just say this as well? Forget Memphis. If he could, look, I said this last night. If it's Memphis or nobody, you've got to go for Memphis, right? So there's huge risks attached to this, and it is another Cavani deal. I'm sorry, it's just massively risky, and we shouldn't be doing deals like this. It's not Memphis's fault. It's not Ten Hag's fault. It's not our fault. It's the club's fault again for another completely crap transfer window where they're just doing things out of pure desperation. Like, I don't believe that Memphis Depay was ever a consideration of United until probably last week. Again, it's a bit like the Arnautovic deal and the Rabiot deal, and it's just pure desperation. But I'll tell you what I'm not comfortable with. We've spent all summer trying to get Frenkie de Jong out of Barcelona. We get mugged off by Barcelona. And then we're going to help Barcelona keep Frenkie de Jong by giving them money for Memphis. And we've also been linked to Aubameyang. I'm like, how embarrassing are we as a football club that we want Frenkie de Jong, we chase Frenkie de Jong, we get mugged off by Frenkie de Jong and Barcelona, and then we go, can we have Aubameyang and Memphis? Aubameyang don't want to come to you, he wants to go to Chelsea. Can we have Memphis? Yeah, that helps us keep de Jong. It's just, we're such a Leyton Orient in the world of football. Like, when it comes to transfers, we've just become, we're Manchester United. Publicly, we're Manchester United. We've got a great fan base, fantastic stature in the world of football. But behind the scenes in the transfer world, we're Leyton Orient. We're just so weak. I just don't understand how you can be negotiating with Barcelona all summer for Frenkie de Jong. And our negotiation point was this. Barcelona need to sell. They've got to sell. So they'll sell De Jong. They've got to sell. They can't register players. They've got to sell. They've got to sell. They've got to sell. You don't need to sell. Can we have Memphis and just give you a little bit more money anyway? We've just been completely bantered this summer. And, you know, I would take Memphis now because I'd take Dybala now, but he's already gone. These are players I wouldn't have wanted 2 months ago. But right now, with 5 days left in the transfer window, of course I'd take Memphis Depay. So, you know, maybe that's a deal that we have to do now. But the biggest embarrassment is obviously Ajax. We are basically being embarrassed by Ajax, just like we did by Dortmund, just like we did by Leicester, just like we did by Crystal Palace. I mean, with all due respect, Ajax, Crystal Palace, Leicester, Sporting Lisbon, Borussia Dortmund, they're big clubs, but they're not the biggest clubs in the world. And they've bantered us over the last few years. There is a reason Barca getting rid of him. Another Lingard who's more interested in off-field stuff, music, fashion and whatnot, says Ravi. Well, I don't like to get involved in all that because it's what you do on the pitch that matters. But this will be part of the problem with the media. You know, he wasn't well received on his first trip to Manchester. And you know what the media is like. They'll be on his case from day one. And regardless of what music he likes or what clothes he likes or what, you know, or any of that, it's always very difficult to go back to a football club as a flop from the first time. And he did flop the first time. I don't think a lot of it was down to him, but he did. So let's wait and see what happens with that. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We are on the road to 458,000. Bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with the United Stand. It's free to do. Subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, and get involved. Of course, after the match, we've got my match reaction where I will be marking every player out of 10. Well, no, you can mark every player out of 10 because we put up the website for you to do that. Salute, my man, says Gunnar. Hope you're well. Wouldn't a draw tonight be typical Manchester United, ruining everyone's bets last week to dropping points this week, says Gunnar. Look, I've said this before. There's loads of examples, but I remember Man City at the Etihad, 2-0 down at half-time. We came back and won 3-2. Buzzing, character. This is Manchester United. We're Manchester United. The next week, West Brom, who were going to get relegated, came to Old Trafford and won 1-0. We've seen this time and time again. United can be, you know, this is why we've got to win and win well today. Because if we don't win today, those players will get pelters because it'll be like, oh, you can raise your game against Liverpool at Old Trafford when you've been beaten by Brentford, but the following game at Southampton, what we can't do is lose the battle today. Southampton might have their best game of the season and we might get a draw, but we can't lose the battle. You can't be out-battled by Southampton, and this is what Ten Hag's talking about. You can lose a game, you can draw a game, but you can't be out-battled, and that's what we've got to do today. Thank God Maguire and Shaw have been benched again. Rashford with full pre-season, a better option than Ronaldo for today, says Shane. And if we leave Antony at Ajax, that would be like promising a person you'd marry them, bailing them out because you don't want to buy a ring, says Brandon. And Glazers are a joke and biggest problem, but our scouting and planning department is non-league quality. Depay over Gakpo is a joke, says Klaus. It's a money thing. I think the attraction of Memphis over Gakpo is money. You know, we'll have to pay more money for Gakpo. And obviously, that's part of the problem with the Antony deal. If we'd paid 50 million or 60 million for Antony, we'd have another 20 million that we could add on to the Memphis fee and get Gakpo with. I really hope Varane has turned the corner in terms of injury. He's key to me keeping the partnership we have in place, as Nick P. I think you make a great point, Nick. Can Varane play 3 games in a week? No one says, can you do a Brummie accent? Not really. Can he play 3 games in a week? We play Southampton today, Leicester on Thursday, and then Arsenal on the Sunday. We need Varane to play in all those games. Can he do that? Or will he get rested for Leicester to play against Arsenal? That'll be the interesting thing for me. If he is over his injury problems, he will start all 3 of those games. If he's not, and we're having to manage it, then you will see Maguire or Lindelof against Leicester. I do agree he was a flop, but like you said, it wasn't all down to him. However, I feel he has a point to prove at United, and for 10 million euros, it's worth it, says Nick. Look, he's probably the best option available with 5 days left. It's desperate, but, you know, I'd rather do that. I'd rather get Memphis even if Ronaldo stays. Like, I keep saying this, Ronaldo, Rashford, Sancho, Martial, that's all we've got. I don't count Elanga. I still think he's a young player, and so is Garnacho. So we've got 4 senior players for 6 positions. You need 2 more. So Memphis and Antony would give us 6. We need to get new owners who will make us the club players want to play for again, says Baden. We must get another midfielder, and if it's not De Jong, Murta and Arnold have to go, says Neil. Carmine's just gifted 10 memberships, by the way. Big shout out to Carmine in the chat. Legend. And United have set a standard now after the Liverpool game. They need to keep it up, and anything less is unacceptable, says Mannix. Well, for me, we all like a hat trick. And for me, the Eric Ten Hag journey starts today. It doesn't start against Liverpool. And what I mean by that is we've got 3 points from 9. 3 points from 9 is what we've got, yeah. And we've got Southampton, Leicester and Arsenal. 2 away games against teams that will be in the bottom half and then Arsenal at home. We need 9 points. We need to be in a position where after the Arsenal game, we've played 6 games and we've got 12 points from 18. That gets us back into a reasonable position. It's not great. You know, you still lost 2 of your first 6 games. But look at what Arsenal and Spurs did last year. They had bad periods. Like Arsenal won their first 3 games. Spurs lost a lot of games, but they never drew. They hardly ever drew. And we, because of our bad start, we need to replicate that. We can't draw games. We've got to, if we lose, we lose, but we've got to win a lot of games. And as I said, some people would laugh at me when I said we've got to beat Southampton, Leicester and Arsenal because it's not really what we've done. But we've got a new manager with a new approach, and that's what we have to do. If we want to get this season anywhere near competitive, and I don't think we'll get top 4 anyway. I don't think we can get top 4. So that's something to go for United, and I think that would be an achievement this year. But if we want to get top 4, you've got to start winning games. If we draw today, beat Leicester and draw with Arsenal, 5 points from our next 9, we'd have 8 points from 18. That's shite. You know what I mean? Like, don't get carried away with the Liverpool result. We need to go on a run of victories now because that 6 points that we dropped at the start of the season is horrific. And to rectify that, you've got to go and win a lot of games. I'm not coming. Morning from USA, says Vignesh. I hate early kickoffs. We always mess up. These players need to keep the same standard as the Liverpool game. Now that they've shown the world what they can do, keep it up now, says Vignesh. Even if this don't win today, Mark, these players won't get pelters. It will all be blamed on Ronaldo, even when he's not even starting, says Majek. Look, I'll be glad when this Ronaldo conversation is over, which it will be in a week. One way or another, he'll be here or he'll be gone, and then we can get on with it. Simple as that. I wish we went for Mitrovic when he was available. Guys on a roll for 12 months now, plus every Serbian player die for our team on the pitch, says Seko. The most important question is, do we play out from the back? If yes, who is playmaker? How do we play against Southampton's press, says Dev. I'm deeply concerned that the midfielders touted as De Jong's alternatives are nothing like him, says T. And are you surprised Van der Beek isn't getting more game time under Ten Hag, says Antony? I'm not surprised. As I said before, I think that you're going to see a big change in the lineups very soon because we're going to start playing 2 games a week. And when we're playing 2 games a week, you'll see more rotation. And of course, you can make 5 subs as well. So I think there's a lot of things that we can do. And I do think that you are, whether you like it or not, you're going to see more time for Donny. You're going to see more time for Maguire. Those things will happen because more game time will obviously occur. So Ronaldo is just bench fodder now, and Rashford is an all-round player. Ronaldo has to leave. Embarrassing. Can't start against Southampton, says Stuart Walker. I think that there was a previous super chat there from somebody that was absolutely spot on as well. Like, how are we going to play today? I look at that team and I do worry about it. How are we going to get hold of the ball? I think Eriksen and Bruno are key. As you say, Rashford's not a possession player. Elanga's not a possession player. And McTominay's not a possession player. So how are we going to move the ball about? And one thing about Southampton is, and Hasenhüttl's style of football, is it's energetic. So I think we're going to win, and I think we're going to win well. I'm going to go with a 3-1 win. But I do agree that there is potential for problems if we don't get a foothold early on. I think the first 20 minutes are key. I'd love us to score in the first 20 minutes. I really, really would. If we lose, are we buying Antony? Says Matt. I think we'll buy Antony regardless. I've got a weird feeling Casemiro will come on for Eriksen or Bruno rather than McTominay, who will miraculously survive another game, says B. Yakov. Hey, mate, of course. Of course. Ronaldo's just going around smiling and giving everyone a thumbs up. He looks okay. I think he's going to go. I think he's going to go soon, isn't he? I think he will go. JJ says you're jinxing it. You can't jinx your own team, mate. You can't jinx your own team by being positive and thinking they're going to win. It's called supporting your team. You can't jinx your own team. I can jinx Arsenal and say they're going to win and then they lose, but you don't jinx your own team. That's called supporting your team. You can't. What do you want me to do? Say we're going to get beat 4-0 and then hopefully we win? Like that's not how it works. And also, if I could jinx things, I'd be jinxing more than football. Trust me. A bit off topic, but I want to say I think you're a top guy, says Raz. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate that. I really do. Thank you. Let's have a look at the poll. 67% of you going with a United win, 16% going with a draw, and 17% going with a Southampton win. It's good to see a bit of positivity. At least you're not all jinxing it, which is great to see. How to win Europa League on penalties, David De Gea. We're not doing that now. Don't stop trying to do a joke that was funny once before and is not funny now. Varane doing the pre-match captain message, says Nick P on BT Sport. Maguire must be fuming. Back to organising the weekly raffle. And reckon Pogba would have worked with Casemiro, says Jacob. I don't want to dwell on the past too much. We seem to do that a lot. There's a great chat in there from Fartini. He says Southampton are rubbish, easy 3-0. I do just don't want to disrespect Southampton because you know what happens. You say things and then it gets clipped when you get beat 4-0. But the kindest thing I can say about Southampton is they do give you an opportunity to score a lot of goals. And they're more than capable of getting a result, but I don't really feel like they're big scorers. I don't think Southampton, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we've got a good record against Southampton over the last few years as well, which says a lot about Southampton. Even when we've been crap, they've not managed to beat us. They're one of the few teams that hasn't managed to beat us, which may mean that we'll get beat today, of course, but we can't have a season where in our first 4 games, we've lost 3 games to Southampton, Brighton and Brentford. So that can't happen, surely. But yeah, I think back to some games against Southampton. The one where we were 3-1 down at half-time and Cavani came on and scored 2 comes to mind. I think we've had a few draws against Southampton. And I wouldn't rule out a draw today, but I think you'd have to go some. Surely we're not capable of being that crap again. I was worried win against Liverpool will mean all transfer news will be fake, as always, from the leechers called the Glazers. Eric Ten Hag is the only thing giving me hope. Glazers out, says Hamada. I'm feeling confident with that team lineup. Looking forward to seeing Casemiro in the midfield, says Reese. And look, I suspect there's a lot of people in the fan base who are just frustrated that Casemiro is not starting because you want to see Casemiro in a Manchester United shirt. Because if you're like me, you've watched Casemiro over the last few years playing superb. Look, the Champions League final was only a few months ago. He was absolutely fantastic. So to see a player like that playing for Manchester United, you want to see it. I want to see Ronaldo playing. He's one of the greatest players the world's ever produced. Of course, I want to see Ronaldo playing over Elanga. Of course, I want to see Casemiro playing over McTominay. But in the case of Casemiro, we're going to see him a lot. It's going to happen a lot. I'm just scared of their set pieces, especially Ward-Prowse, says James UK. And Southampton always pressed us high in recent years. We will need to go long today, says Raz. I tell you what, you've just reminded me something of Raz, and I appreciate that. A spine of Varane, Casemiro and Ronaldo is an appealing thought, and I hope he stays, says Sean Affinity. I think we're going to go long today. I do. I think, there was that previous chat that somebody said it's going to be interesting to see how we pass out from the back when we've got McTominay holding the midfield. And I don't think we are going to hit from the back. McTominay likes a long ball, and Bruno likes a long ball, and Eriksen can hit a long ball, and Martinez can hit a long ball. I think we're going to go long. I do. I think we're going to. I might be completely wrong here, but I don't see. I don't know. It's going to be really interesting. The match stats thing is going to be very interesting. What's the possession going to be? I know that Ten Hag traditionally likes 70% possession, double the amount of passes the opposition have got, high pass accuracy, and that means in the final third, patiently building the possession, probe. I actually think we might do what we did against Liverpool and just try and be explosive in the possession phase, where we get the ball and we try and exploit the space. And what I mean by that is defence have got the ball, Southampton have got the ball, they lose the ball, you get the ball to a Bruno, and Rashford and Elanga on their toes very, very quickly looking for the ball in behind. It could go one of two ways. You would expect under Ten Hag we'll go with the first way, where we're playing possession-based football, but maybe we won't. Hi, Mark. How is Casemiro not starting over McTominay? Are we looking for Asensio over Antony due to the price? Is Sandeep? I've not heard anything about that, to be honest. So I've heard about this Memphis bid, which we'll have to wait and see. But yeah. And the thing is, we have got options on the bench, as we know. We've got options on the bench. And he's made changes at half-time as well. I don't like this green kit. I'm going to say it right now before this game even starts. I don't like this kit, and it's not got nothing to do with Brentford. I don't really like the kit anyway. It reminds me of a severe cold when it goes that colour. But the reason I don't like this kit is it's a sunny day. The pitch, because it's sunny, will take on a lighter green, and we're playing in light green, and it makes it very hard to make out the players. So apologies in advance, because that is an issue. And I don't know who designed this kit, but going for a lime green kit when, a lot of the games will be played on sunny lime green pitches is ridiculous. And I don't know. I mean, thankfully, that was never used as an excuse. I don't think it is an excuse, but certainly when I'm watching it, it's hard to make out the players. So, maybe we can't make any excuses for Brentford. We were shite, but you know what I mean. I don't think it's. I don't like it. I don't think it's a very good kit. Please click the button in the bottom right hand corner and subscribe if you've not subscribed before. We are 400 away from 458,000. So bottom right hand corner to subscribe. Get involved with the United Stand, the biggest United fan community in the world, made by you, voiced by you. Get involved in the chat. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. We have the morning show at 10 o'clock. And obviously we're live for the watch-alongs. Match reaction straight after this, where you can do your player ratings. You vote for them. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. I vote mine, and it aggregates all of yours. We're doing that after the game. And of course, Adam's down at the game as well. He was at the under-21s last night as well. So very busy for Adam. And he's down at Southampton. Is it called St. Mary's now? It used to be called the Dell when I was a kid. And very, very old school ground. The Dell was tight pitch. I just remember the Dell always reminds me of Alan Shearer goals. That's how it used to play for Southampton. Matt Le Tissier as well. Yeah. When I think of Southampton, I think of Matt Le Tissier, to be honest. I can't really think of anyone who used to play for Southampton. Matt Le Tissier. I remember Peter Shilton playing in goal for Southampton. Oh God, I must have been in nappies then. Been about 10. Alan Shearer used to play there. I can't really think of many players that played for South. Nathan Redmond always comes to mind from the modern day, but I think he's still there, isn't he? Is Nathan Redmond on the bench? I don't know. But look, he has a brander playing. Redmond's not on the bench. He might have left. Their bench has got Romu, Armstrong, Peru, Mara, Diallo, Bednarek, Valerie. I mean, Liveramento's a good player, but I think he's been injured for ages. If you're interested in that sort of thing. In South Africa, we United fans have a saying, Glazers, I don't know what that means, but I think it means Glazers out. C-Law says they are wearing the lime green kit and Bruno is the captain. The next few games will prove whether this United team has turned a corner under Erik ten Hag. Consistency is a key now if United are serious about top four, in my opinion. And the lime green kit is the new pink boots. More seriously, I hope Ronaldo and Casemiro come on in the second half and perform, says Siri. While the players are waiting, I mean, come on. Come on. We got to win this game today. We've got to win this game. We've got to beat Southampton. We've got to beat Leicester, and we've got to be, approach that Arsenal game in a week tomorrow with 3 wins behind us. That's what we've got to go and do. But I can't stand that kit. Some people like it, not for me. Southampton has a clear system of play under Hasselhoff, like Brighton and Brentford, so United could struggle. And I love Ronaldo and always will, but everything that is happening screams unhappy employee who has finally decided to leave, even though he hates doing that. Thank you very much from Scott. And has Lindelof taken Eric's place? Haven't seen him play or be on the bench as Mustafa. Well, no, Lindelof will play soon. We've got Carabao Cup, we've got Europa League and all that to come, haven't we? So he will play at some point. I don't put Southampton in the same category as a Brighton, to be honest. I think Brighton are really well organised. So yeah, and you know, I think Southampton could give Brentford a game, but I think we were just dreadful against Brentford, so hopefully that won't happen. I agree with your stance in the Glazer out movement. Hashtags will not push them out, and this is a unique opportunity. We've never had a buyer. I implore all our follow fans to stay united, says Ben Cat. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. So we're 3 minutes away from the start of this game. Exciting. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. Ronaldo and Casemiro on the bench talking about their 10 Champions League titles, says Elias. And I hate this kit, says MKR. I love this kit, says Daniel. Glazers out, says CH. Let us know where you're tuning in from in the chat, by the way. Always interested to be nosy what country you're in. Don't need to tell me the town, just tell me the country. Glazers out, chance, says Jacob. Yeah, it won't go away. It won't go away. And it shouldn't go away. We shouldn't need bad results to keep the Glazer out movement going, by the way. If you want evidence of why we need the Glazers to go, just look at what's going on in the transfer window. 3 months chasing De Jong, didn't get him. Could have got Antony in June, didn't get him. Now we're going to pay £80 million for him. Memphis Depay, I like Memphis Depay, but we've never been looking at Memphis. 5 days to go, we're doing another kind of Cavani deal. It's embarrassing how this football club is run. Nothing against the players that we're going to bring in because we back the players when they come in. You know, I didn't really want Fellaini, but I gave him a chance. But the club is just rotten to the core, and it doesn't matter if we win on the pitch. We still need to push that message. Stead says, I've been watching you since 5,000 subs and I've only just subscribed. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. It's free to do. Just don't give up free kicks, says Timothy. Why is everyone wearing the same shoes, says Mo. Well, look, yeah, I mean, look, we don't talk about De Gea, do we? Because we've always got a lot bigger things to talk about. It's, you know, defense is doing well, centre-backs, Ronaldo not playing, Casemiro not playing. Savage has just gifted 5 United Stand memberships as well. Thank you very much. I mean, watch Rashford today. We've not really spoken about Rashford. He apparently wants to play down the middle. He thinks he's a number 10. He wears a number 10, wants to play down the middle. Maybe he's had a think over the summer and gone, you know what? After Harry Kane, who's England's striker? That's my best chance. I want to play down the middle. Martial did it a few years ago. I felt he was good on the wing and he decided he wanted to be a forward. Maybe Rashford wants to be a forward now. I think he's crazy. I think when Rashford was on it, it was because he was on the wing. My problem with Rashford up front is this. I don't think he's very good playing with his back to goal. And when you're a forward, you play with your back to goal for at least 50% of the game. When you're on the wing, you get the ball and you're running forward. And I think Rashford running forward on his day is very good. What's his confidence now? Rashford needs to have a good game today. He's been bad for a long time, but he was very good against Liverpool. He got a goal. Consistency is what being a Manchester United, Liverpool, and every other player is meant to be about. Cheers from Florida. Hoping for a good result, says Andrew Rossi. Oh, God. Look at that kit. You can't see the players. And it's a rubbish camera angle. This kit is a bloody joke. You can't see the players. You cannot see them. We're off. I'll tell you now. This kit is an absolute joke. An absolute joke. I tell you what, of the many things that are going on, I'm on 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. This kit is a joke. The camera angle's miles away. It's like the invisible 11. You can't see the players that, like, Eriksen's just ran along there. And the shading on the pitch, it's like it's a head. He's wearing green boots as well. Oh, God. I can't tell you. Cheers from Florida. Hoping for a good result, says Andrew. I can't get over it. Hope United win today, says Mary. And watching from Melbourne, Australia, it's a good time for us in Melbourne, says James. And this kit gives McTominay an excuse to hide. Niall, He has got an excuse to hide. It's horrible. It's invisible. Horrible kit. Southampton are on the attack here. Anyway, let's stop moaning. Get on with the game. Cross into the box. David De Gea's got that. Easy catch. As United fans from New York call it the Grinch kit. Also, can we get Benzema for free? That'd be nice, says Seko. So I think Elanga's playing off the right. Is Elanga playing down the middle? Oh, I don't know what's going on here. He's definitely over on the right-hand side. Elanga, I don't know whether... Sancho's on the left and Elanga's on the right. And Rashford's through the middle. So he's moved Sancho to the left, which is interesting because a lot of people have been saying that, I like the fact that Ten Hag is religiously putting Sancho on the right. Well, he's not. He's put him on the left today. A long ball from Martinez. I see. Keep an eye on the stats as they go after about 5 minutes and see what possession's like, because Southampton don't have a lot of possession. United are helping the environment by going green, says the Honest Tiger. Martinez goes up for a header. Good leap. And beat Shea Adams there. Looking for the long ball a lot. That might not work. You what, mate? Oh, great. Okay. It's tactical, Goldbridge, says Nathan. What, the kit? There we go, Bruno. Nice ball into Sancho. Bit of space. Now, what are we going to do here? Good ball into Bruno. Drifts wide. Edge of the box. This is good build-up play. Delo. Of course, crosses into the box. Not really got anybody. Ericsson. Nice build-up play. Is Delo going to put the cross in? He is. It's not a great one. Okay. Back in the days, there were 2 signings at once. These days, a single signing is a saga. Why is this happening? Says Shubham. Thank you very much for subscribing. Can I just give a big shout out to Carmine and Denny's Murray, who's given 10. They've both given 10 United Stand memberships. They've gifted them. So some of you've got the memberships there. So big shout out to Carmine, Dennis, and also Savage Black as well, who've given out some memberships there. Thank you very much to them. Although Casemiro is benched, it's positive to see he's sticking with our best back four, says Danny. Well, he's sticking with the winning team. Got a problem with the scoreboard. It'll get sorted in a minute. Time is still running. It's 0-0. We are live. Sometimes things go down. Awful kits. Goldbridge, score predictions. And do you think United will win a trophy, says Corey? Too early to talk about that. We're in a lot of long balls here. And, it was effective against Liverpool, but 4 minutes gone. I've gone 3-1 to United today. 3-1. You just need to adjust your eyes here. It's like I'm all right. My eyes are adjusted now. I can see the players, but it was hard for the first couple of minutes. I think they've messed around with the contrast on BT, to be fair. Because the first minute or so, you couldn't make them out. Yeah, we're hitting a lot of long balls. It's out. Southampton on the attack. Malice here will pick that up. Want to see a good game from the back four today. Right, now it's a bit of space. This is where you've got to exploit it. It's a 4v4. Come on, Bruno. Goes to Sancho. Oh, Bruno. That's a great opportunity there. I mean, I'm not saying we're going to score from it, but it's a 4v3, and Bruno's misplaced the pass to Sancho. Probably should have gone to Elanga. Seko says, "What was that pass?" Good to see that you can get at that Southampton back four, though. There's a lot of space there again. I thought I saw some United fans in the stand with this horrid kit on. Then I realised it was the steward, says Swift. It's got to be. I think it's been a steady start from United. Quite happy with it, actually. You just got to, you know, stay composed, keep control of the ball. Bruno's getting a bit of stick. Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno. It was a bad pass, but at least he didn't shoot. Good strong play there by Rashford, and Bruno. What? He did shoot then from the halfway line. I don't know what he saw, but I think he was trying to be David Beckham. Pitch is crap, I must say. Come on, United, says Mike. Bruno needs a dialogue with Roy Keane, says Andre. And thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Sancho to the left to make room for Antony, says Gary Neville. We're Manchester United. As a little bit of an aside, at 3 o'clock, I'm on That's Football today. Some cracking 3 o'clock games. So I'm doing the 3 o'clock watch along on That's Football. Liverpool play Bournemouth, Chelsea play Leicester, Man City play Palace, all at 3 o'clock. So if you are at a loose end this afternoon, I'm live at 3 o'clock on That's Football for that as well. I already do feel it's a matter of time until we score. I just don't think Southampton look very good this season. Maybe I'm underestimating them a little bit, but they just look a bit disorganized in this first 7 minutes. They look like they've got loads of holes in the team, and there has been rumours of Elanga. That was surely a foul on Elanga. Come on, ref, sort yourself out. That was a foul. Come on. They do look like I have heard rumours about Southampton that there's disharmony in the dressing room, and they've had enough of Hasenhüttl. So, you know, maybe that's part of their problem. I don't know, but they had a good win against Leicester last week, though. Came back from 2-0 down against Leeds as well in their last home game. So, oh, that's a bad ball by Malaysia into the box. McTominay misses the tackle, and I think it's gone for a goal kick. Malaysia with a stray pass. I think it's Varane who makes the tackle in the end. Malaysia plays a bad pass into Eriksen, and then McTominay loses a 50-50, and it's Varane. That's a corner, surely. No, it was gone for a goal kick. Fine, fair play. Boy who cried wolf with Elanga, says Shane, insinuating that he dives a lot. Ronaldo sat with Donny and Casemiro. Maguire is sat with Garnacho and Heaton. Ronaldo looks quite relaxed on the bench, to be fair. Header away, edge of the box. Win it. Second balls, come on. Well up Varane. It's hard to tell who's who here. Good shot, edge of the box. Well blocked, Malaysia. Now break fast. Sancho. Oh, Ward-Prowse. He hasn't got explosive pace, has he, Sancho? Because Ward-Prowse stayed with him there. Oh, he's skilled him there, Sancho. He's mugged him off. That's it. Keep the possession. That's good play by Sancho there. McTominay. Good pass. Nicely, quickly by Bruno. Eriksen. This is good play. Oh, come on. This is a goal. Oh, who's done that? Is that Delo? Yes. What happened here? Delo wins the 50-50, and I think he should have had a shot. Good play by Delo on the right-hand side. He wins the 50-50 in the box, gives him time to put the cross in, and just overcooked it. Good morning. Let's enjoy this game, says Alp. It's been a reasonable start by United. Another big difference between Maguire and Varane is while Maguire's defensive headers are aimless, Varane always tries to find someone to start the attack, says Sharath Kamath Fitness. Bruno needs to stop taking risky passes and shots if he wants to be in Eric's plans, because his tactics is to keep the ball and drain the opponents out, says Nathan. I have BT Sport, but rather support United stand while refurbing my bathroom. Thanks, Mark, says Chris. Thank you very much, pal. Thanks for tuning in. A reasonable start by United. certainly been the better team so far, but Elanga's got bullied there, and Delo gives the foul up. We've only had 11 minutes, of course, but I think it's been a bit of a... Sancho's had a good start, not really got Rashford into the game, and Elanga's been a bit quiet as well, but very early, very early. Midfield's doing well. Defence has looked solid again. And I mean, look, one of the big things that we haven't discussed and you should be taking for granted is that defence needs to be coming to Southampton and keeping a clean sheet, because then you only need a goal and you win the game. That's a lovely ball. They've gone for that long ball into Rashford again. Now Sancho, and he's not going to win that, I'm afraid. Or is he? No, he's not. This he's a unit at the back, isn't he? What's his name? Ketchup. Bella Ketchup. Bella Kochap for Southampton. He's a unit, and he did well there. He did well. 20 years of age. Don't know much about him. German. 20 years of age. Signed for Southampton in the summer from Bochum. On a 4-year deal. Bella Kochap. Cross comes in. Back post. So easy save for De Gea. I mean, it's my first time watching Southampton this season. I mean, I think there's not many teams I've not seen now. I think I've watched just about everybody, but Southampton I haven't. Well, I haven't watched Leicester yet. But you know, someone just said in the chat there, I'll give him a shout out. Ryan says, is Rashford playing? The thing about Rashford up front is I don't like Rashford up front. I like him off the wing, but I think Rashford's probably... I mentioned the word Darren Bent. Darren Bent was a good goal scorer, but in the link-up play, I remember going to watch him play for Villa, and he was just completely out of the game, and then he scored a goal. I think that's what Rashford's going to be like as a forward. His one thing is his pace and his finishing, and just takes one ball over the top, and Rashford scores. It's like when I used to play school football when I was 13. The long balls over the top, waiting for a mistake for the quick player to get on the end of. That's what Rashford's in the team for. I don't think it's sustainable. I don't think you're going to be able to do that all season, but it's been very counter-attack so far, says Lee. So Rashford being quiet doesn't massively concern me, because that's what he's in the team for. He's there to just, you know, Rashford one-on-one. That's what we're waiting for, isn't it? That ball over the top. And to be fair, Southampton do... Look at the way... They isolate their... They do play quite open, Southampton, to be fair. Cross comes into the box again. Martinez with the winner. Ward-Prowse gets it into the box. Walker-Peters, Ward-Prowse, he'll whip that in. It's a good cross by him, but Varane's there. Good play by Varane. Superb against Liverpool, and already in this game, he's winning headers and interceptions again. He's in form at the moment. Martinez and Varane have started this game well. First 15 minutes has been awful, says Nate. They look lazy today compared to Monday, says Antony. Early days, Antony. Early days. I did watch Spurs Southampton on the open day, but I wouldn't say I sat and watched it properly. Not like this. Southampton getting a bit of possession here, though. And Bruno's got it. Fucking hell. Good luck, United. Maguire back to Leicester QPR, says Cody. I just tweeted it there. I think we need to get hold of the ball better. That's my first assumption in the first 15 minutes. We just seem to be looking for the ball over the top all the time. Why does McTominay get picked for every game? He sucks, says Malcolm. I've not noticed McTominay so far. That might be a good thing. Hi, Mark. Is there any news on the signings of both Gakpo and Antony? Because at the moment, our only backup wide man is Elanga. He's not even backup, Dan. He's starting. He's not a backup. Somebody just said play Ronaldo up front. to be fair, Ronaldo would not suit this system. We're hitting a lot of long balls trying to get Rashford in the game. And I think Ronaldo suits a system where you want to play in the final third and put crosses into the box. We're not playing like that. We're playing, as we were talking before the game, we are playing quite, Eriksen's just hit a long ball again. We're hitting so many long balls. It's a very good ball to Elanga, though. It's dropped to him. Elanga into Sancho, but he loses it. And Southampton will bring it, kick it out. So, yeah, a lot of long balls, which at the end of the day, you're playing to the strength of Elanga for pace, Rashford for pace. Bruno likes to hit the quick pass as well. Eriksen can do it. I think some of us predicted this before the game, that we probably will hit a lot of long balls because we don't really have possession players in that team. I want to see the fullbacks getting forward a bit more. What is this Ollie counter-attack football, says Mo? As long as it's expected, as long as we get 3 points. No big chances for either team yet, though. I thought the counter-attack was only for Liverpool. Did we get a skinhead Ollie? I would love to know what Ghana has done, says Sean Atwood. It's early days. It's early, but we aren't pressing now. With Liverpool, we played long but pressed, says SK. Well, the defensive line's quite deep as well. And Malacia's tucking in. Now we do like to play inverted wingers, but there's a lot of interchanging between Eriksen and Bruno. Obviously, McTominay is static. And Elanga, was that Elanga going down again? Yeah. We're turning into Stoke, says DE3. Nah, I'm not having that. I'm not unhappy with the start of this game. I think you'll see in a minute, we'll get one of these balls in behind. That's what we're playing for here. And we have only got 3 points from 9. Like, there's a lot to be said for we need to just win today. So I disagree with some of the moaning. Right, Rashford's drift to the left here, which is where I think he's at his best. That's not a bad ball out to Delo on the far side. Changes the play. Now Elanga. Into Delo. It's got to be worth a cross there. Oh, it's a good cross. And it's a great save by Elanga. And it's a block. And it's Eriksen. Oh, my God. How have we not scored there? I don't know whether it's luck or great keeping, but Manchester United should be 1-0 up. Bruno still got it. And it goes for a corner. Oh, my God. I don't know how we haven't scored there. What the heck? Unbelievable. Cross comes in from Delo. Bruno wins the header. Should score, but good defending. Elanga, great save by the keeper. Comes back across. Great block on Bruno. And then a great block on Eriksen. Great defending, last-ditch defending by Southampton, but I can't believe we've not scored there. Eriksen should have gone for the bottom corner. It's a Timo Eriksen there. He's got loads of time. The Elanga shot is a good shot, to be fair. Good save by the keeper. Gets it back into the box. Bruno is blocked well. Oh, we've got to be scoring there. I don't think Elanga and Bruno have done anything wrong, but Eriksen's got to score. He's got to just put it in the bottom corner. He had the most time. Cross comes in. Oh, is it in? No. It's not counter-attack. If you look closely, it's possession, but skipping the midline. Probably McTominay at fault for the entire style of play, says Carlos. Well, we should be 1-0 up. It was a lovely cross in by Elanga that caused, by Delo that caused the problems. Give Southampton credit, but really we should be 1-0 up. I don't know how it's not gone in. Good shot by Elanga. Great save by the keeper. Bruno can't really do much. He's been blocked. And then Eriksen blocked, but should probably go in the bottom corner there. He's gone for power over placement. 20 minutes gone. And United, I'll be interested to look at the stats wheel when it comes round, actually. But Southampton have done nothing. We've defended well. I think, take the positives. We should be 1-0 up and we've defended really well. Again, that's the key for me. Credible defending, says Philippe. Yeah, you got to give Southampton some credit there. That's where we need Ronaldo, says Alec. Strong play by Martinez, but Southampton retain the ball here. Martinez battling to win it. Now Sancho. Oh, bad ball by Sancho. Southampton get it again. Good tackle by Malacia. Elanga's skill level in this team is like the junior student playing with the seniors, says Ray. And why are people moaning after 20 minutes? Calm down, says Jack Milner. Thank you very much, Jack, for that. Thanks, everyone who's tuning in. Make sure you click the share button. Got 50,000 tuning in. I love it that McSauce gets blamed for everything. Get him out, says Blink. And I don't think it's been a bad start. We're away from home. We've not looked like we're going to concede. We probably should have scored. I mean, possession-wise, I'd like to see that go up. After 25 minutes, 55% possession is not what I would expect. But pass accuracy is not great either at 74%. So let's keep an eye on those stats as they keep going round. I think we need a little bit more possession and better. But the reason the pass accuracy is crap is because we're hitting a lot of long balls. But defence is looking good. Basuna, the Irish Neuer, seriously good talent, says Mark Murphy. And this is where David De Gea gets criticised. Look at this cross here. Should he be coming for that? No, he shouldn't, to be fair. It's too low and it's too much time to travel. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We're on the road to 460k today. Hopefully we can hit it. United stands, free to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Match reaction after this, where you can vote for your player ratings, marking every player out of 10, 6 being the average, and we aggregate it to give you accurate player ratings from the fans by the fans. And Delo's had a good game. Delo, I tell you what, Delo's and Malacia are having a good game again, but Delo's probably just shaded it for me. He's really doing the job I want to see from our fullbacks, getting forward really, really well. And twice he's had a part in chances that we could have scored from, but defensively putting that shift in as well. Ahmed says 4-0 Southampton. I love Blue Raspberry Sneak by Mark Goldbridge, says Carl Murphy. Thank you. Yeah, I don't think I don't fancy Southampton to score 4 goals on this first 24 minutes. They don't look like they've got much of a attacking threat at all, to be honest. It feels like hopefully a matter of time. Southampton crossing to catch Martinez off guard, says Iram. Yeah, corner to United. But I think that's a bit of a myth anyway. I think it's a myth that Martinez is weak in the air. You know, really, I think it's I don't know how that forum message hasn't got out, because I've said it 3 or 4 times in the last 2 days. Yeah. I think it was being moved to 8 o'clock. I think that's what was agreed. With no Maguire, the nerves have gone from the defence, as Wayne. Defence is looking very good, Wayne. And you know, that's what I say. You can moan about how we're attacking. I think we're growing into this game, to be fair. You can moan about how we're attacking, but defensively, we've looked very, very solid again. I mean, I'm going to tweet it, and I'm wary to say it, but defence giving off so much confidence again. If it's on private, it's fine. Opinion on Heinz beans, says Kate. I normally go for Tesco or something, really, because I don't really see a massive difference, or even better, Aldi. But Heinz baked beans are nice, but I just don't. They're premium beans. Now the team is functioning better. It is easier to see the people who waste possession. Bruno McTominay, says Ashji. We should be winning 1-0. A bit of impatience in the chat. I'm really not sensing that. I think that we're, for the first time in a long time, and it's only the second game I've said this. And look, Southampton might score. It's the Premier League, but I'm very confident in that back four. Now, we could still concede 2 or 3 goals, but I'd still say that you don't have, we might concede a worldie or something like that. That's going to happen. But that back four just looks like it's communicating, it's confident, and it's talented. And I can't remember the last time we've said that. It's been a long time. And it's not just Harry Maguire's fault or Luke Shaw's fault or Victor Lindelof's fault. I mean, Delot played in that defence. He wasn't giving me confidence either. So they've overhit that pass. Bringing Casemiro on could allow Eriksen to push up and overload and attack. Well, yeah, I think straight away you'd look at that team and say, prime Casemiro knocks this team up a level, and we've not looked like conceding anyway. Looks like this kit is our version of finding Waldo. Instead of finding one, we have 10, says Ashwin. Which other matches are you doing for a watch along, and how will Casemiro will do for United? Worthwhile signings, is cool, guys. So I'm live on That's Football at 3 o'clock. We'll be covering Liverpool and Bournemouth, Crystal Palace take Man City on, and Chelsea versus Leicester. I think Brighton play Leeds as well. So we'll be covering all of those for you on That's Football at 3 o'clock. But before that, obviously, we're covering this and then match reaction after that. Also, if you're interested tonight, 7:30, it's called Goldbridge on TalkSport, which we will be live on YouTube for. But if you want to call in, hour and a half, get involved. And we've got our normal 8 o'clock show on the United Stand as well. So lots to get involved in. Of course, I think after this game, attention and we'll go back to Antony. But Southampton on the attack here. United got plenty of numbers back. Defended very well so far in this first half an hour. Southampton really have not tested David De Gea at all. Can't say the same for the Southampton keeper. He's been busy. United really should have been 1-0 up. 3 big chances in the space of a few seconds. Good save by the keeper and a couple of blocks by their defenders. Southampton fighting to stay in the game, but United looking the superior side at the moment, or the more likely to score, let's just say. But the cross comes in from Southampton. It's a high one. It's on the back post, over the bar. And Shea Adams getting the better of the back post there, which has been a weakness in the past for United. No power on it. Again, they are looking to put crosses in. Again, that's not a cross David De Gea can come for. Critics will be going, he's got to come for that. It's high and it's dipping to the back post. You can't come for that as a goalkeeper, I'm afraid. Hi, Mark. Did you see the Fofana signing? No, I haven't. Has it been done? FBFT? Mark, correct me if I'm wrong. 99.9% of the time Elanga gets the ball, he falls, says David. Sancho's on the left wing at the moment. You can slowly see Ten Hag's influence taking shape, says Richard. And wasn't it versus Southampton? We had the grey Fergie kit. It was, Mark, yes. Have you ever been to Centre Parks? Yes, Carl, been to quite a few. Yeah. Elanga's just been tackled and lost the ball. Well done by Martinez. Good cross into the box. Well done by Martinez. Oh. Good to see Scott working extra hard to keep his place. 10 p.m. in Sydney. Great time for the match. Corner for Southampton. That was from the satisfied customer. Ward-Prowse is on it. It's a good one. And it's on the back post. Over the bar. Bloody hell. I think it was it Salisu on the back post there? I don't know. But not great defending from Manchester United here. Cross comes in. He's completely unmarked. Eriksen puts it. Oh, I tell you what. If that's a striker, we're probably 1-0 down. He was stretching, to be fair, but you can't leave people unmarked on the back post like that. I mean, he's not even on the back post. He's almost centre goal. Just over the bar. That's a big chance for Southampton on slow-mo, actually. And Hasenhüttl knows it. What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow, says Dissident. God knows. Have you ever been to centre? Yeah, I've done that one. Right, thanks everyone who's tuning in. Still 0-0 here. I mean, Southampton are starting to grow in confidence. They are exploiting the Delo side a little bit. Cross comes in. Oh, he could have gone down there. Oh, God, shot straight at the keeper from Shea Adams, and De Gea obviously in the right place at the right time because it's straight at the keeper. But I tell you what, I thought there was a hint of a potential penalty here. It won't be a penalty, but I thought if he goes down here, he stays on his feet, Shea Adams. Martinez is late in the tackle. Straightforward save by De Gea, but either side of him, that could have been that's a wake-up call for United. Southampton have suddenly gone up a gear here. And United need to get back into it. The ball's just not sticking up front at all. I've just tweeted it there. I mean, we're just not holding the ball up in the front three at all. I think Sancho's had a good half. Rashford's been invisible. We're just not getting him in the game. He's in the graveyard shift. And Elanga, as I said, I feel sorry for him. I think he's been thrown into games he's just not ready for at the moment. We are definitely trying to hit these long balls, but I think Southampton have adjusted quite well. Malacia. Get Ronaldo on. We're not really playing for Ronaldo though, are we? We are still trying to hit these long balls. I think we need to get Casemiro on, get hold of the midfield and move up the pitch a bit higher. That's what I'd like to see. United have got the ball here. And keeper's got it. Blunt up front, says Gore. And why did we buy Casemiro? McTominay's still hot. Yeah, mate, Ben, we only bought him a few days ago. Casemiro will be coming into this team probably sooner rather than later. Casemiro warming up. What's your thoughts so far, everybody? There you go. 57% possession for United. It is starting to go up a little bit, but total passes 177 to 130. It's not a Ten Hag style of football again, this. Same, I understood it against Liverpool because Liverpool are a very good team, but I expected against Southampton that we would get our foot on the ball a little bit. And I think we're just trying to hit that long ball because we've got pace up front. And I'd like to see us getting up the pitch, building the play. That's what Ten Hag's all about. Get the line higher, bring Casemiro into the midfield, build from the back, start working crosses into the box. We put 2 crosses into the box from Delo, and it's caused Southampton problems. You get somebody in the box who can actually get on the end of it. Sancho's been good, says Carlos. Yes, I've been pleased with him so far. I'll probably go before. I'm just going to find a minute and then just go, if that's all right. I'll only be like, just interact with the chat, it'll be fine. I'll pick a moment. Be all right. Yeah, so I don't actually agree with bringing Ronaldo on at the moment because I think, again, it's just another long ball in behind for Elanga who, has lost it again. United playing good, says Ricardo. Defensively, we look really solid. Up front, we're not holding the ball up. I just think the transition from midfield to attack is too fast and deliberate. But I feel like Southampton are coming into the game a little bit more. And I just think we need to be a bit careful the way that we're playing because, away from home, if you go behind, Dyer gets hold of that. Imagine saying 2 years ago we're bringing Ronaldo and Casemiro on, says Mark. So 10 minutes to go to half-time. Still 0-0. We should have scored. But then again, it was fantastic blocking by Southampton. So you can't say we should have scored. We could have scored and probably should have scored. But it was good defending. And De Gea just go long there. I would say that's probably a wise move. Now Bruno. Nicely into Elanga. The trouble is the cross is not on. He can do what he likes here, but the cross is not on. We can get into these positions, but we don't actually have a cross into the box. Now it's Malacia into Eriksen. He does put a cross in. Oh, it's got to be a corner, goal kick. Good cross by Eriksen. Bruno is the one breaking. I mean, I don't know where Rashford and Elanga are on that cross. It's Bruno who's anticipating it. You've got to say that that's a wonderful cross, and maybe there should be something on the end of that. Varane again, just sweeping up at the back. Very, very good from Varane. Keeper's off his line there. Does good. Southampton on the attack. Oh, Martinez, no! Good save there. Well, there's no power on it. Oh, Che Adams there. It's like a pass back for De Gea. That's not a great save by De Gea. People might think it's a great save. There's no power on it. No, he's not. I'm not blaming De Gea, but there's no power on it. I could have saved that. Need to be a bit careful here, United. Blind pass by Eriksen and picked up by Southampton. It's just not worked with Rashford up front at all, is it? I don't even blame him. I just think it's get him on the left. Hey, Adam shoots over the bar. Right, I'm just going to quickly go to the toilet and Drawty's going to chat with the chat. Balloon that!
Right, sorry, I was eating, everyone. That's my bad. So, okay, let's have a look at some of your super chats then. Carlos Chavez says, Sancho's been great. He's not getting any help. The funny thing for me is, played Liverpool, played really well. Come into this game immediately, we're just not at the same level. But then again, the players are going to be more up for Liverpool anyway, which makes sense. Nick Cavotta says, Ronaldo on for Rashi and Garnacho on for Elanga. Actually, what Eric does at halftime, 5 substitutes this season, isn't there? So he might decide to make the switch. Ben Jr. says, why do we get Casemiro? McTominay is hiding from the ball and still running around clueless on the pitch. I think the reason Casemiro isn't playing right now is because obviously he hasn't had a lot of training time with the team, but he might bring him on in the second half, maybe around the 70-minute mark. We'll see how the game goes. Paul Drake says, thoughts on Liverpool bidding for FDJ? Have they bid for De Jong, though? Have they? Not sure. I mean, it would be egg on our face if they did do that, but we'll see. And Mark says, imagine saying 2 years ago, we're bringing Ronaldo and Casemiro on versus Southampton. Let's be honest, I think most of us probably would have taken that. But right now, you know, it's as you were, the status quo. And back in the room is Goldbridge.
Always a delight to come back and see it's 0-0. Be nice to come back and see it was 1-0 to Manchester United, but the last thing you want to do is see that we've conceded, because then you could get done with jinx. Another free kick for Southampton to whip across in here. Mark, Ronaldo needs to play. He can score these with his positioning. I get it's complex, probably a lot, but both of them to win. Nick, I think the only thing with Ronaldo is I understand you've got to get Casemiro on the pitch ASAP, but the only thing with Ronaldo is that if he's leaving, you can sort of see. Mark says, Drawty's thoughts on the amount of toilet stops you got. That's the first toilet break I've had of this season. And we're into our 4th game. So, you know, it's a bit like scoring goals, isn't it? That's my first one of the season. If you want to count them, I'll probably have 20 over the season. I'll be happy with that. But say we're playing a long ball, but we keep getting to the byline and crossing it. Ronaldo scores one of those, says Stuart Walker. And how are you managing to watch the 3 p.m. games, says Dusk? When we didn't say I was watching the games, mate. I said we're doing a show at 3 o'clock covering the games. It's impossible to watch 4 or 5 games at once anyway. McTominay's poor, says Cloud9. And Cross comes in again. 3 minutes to go to half time here. We need Casemiro on as well. It's been in all honesty, it's been a bit of a flat performance from Manchester United this half. Defensively, we've looked very good, but we've not won the midfield battle again. It's been quite a 50-50 affair, and the attack has done very little, especially on the Elanga side. I've been impressed with Delo, and he's coming forward again here. He's got to get that into Elanga. And again, he's just, I feel sorry for Elanga, and I know he gets a lot of stick, but I just feel he's playing at a level he's not ready to play at yet. And we're trying to develop him. I know any young player is about development, but like when you see a Garnacho or a David Beckham or a Paul Scholes or a talented player that you really think is going to make it at United, or even a Mason Greenwood when he was coming through. And I know Greenwood's a topic that it's a very controversial topic, but we're talking about football here. These young players that come into the United side over the years, you see the talent and then you nurture it. And I feel with Elanga, we're trying to nurture the talent as well. He needs to do what James Garner did. He needs to be in the Championship, scoring goals, building the talent. But with Elanga, I feel like we're trying to build the talent in the team. And you can't do that at this level because it becomes a weakness in the team. Now, he nearly scored a goal and his finishing's fantastic, but you need a lot more than that. Rashford with the shot from the edge, blocked out. McTominay does well. Shoot, Scott. He's got a free kick on the edge. This could be a good position for United. Eriksen has looked a bit tired, says Mint. And it's frustrating watching McTominay in the midfield does not make himself available for passes, says Mike B. United struggling against the team you are saying aren't very good, says Antony. And hi, Mark, do you think the result of this match will determine how quick we sign Antony? After Brentford, we signed Casemiro. After Liverpool, no one, says Jen. This is not a Rashford free kick. If he pulls rank on this, it's like Ronaldo taking it. This has got to be an Eriksen or a Bruno from here. Surely Eriksen or Bruno, not Rashford. I mean, he might score it. Elanga needs to come off. Offered nothing so far, says Harry. Rashford's walked away. Good choice. Take off Elanga, put Sancho on the right, Rashford on the left with Ronaldo down the middle, long balls at wingers who then crosses to Ronaldo, says Gary Neville. All we could do with this going in. Got the T-shirt. Wow, just kicked my foot on the metal as well. Oh, that was a bit of a quick free kick. I wasn't ready. I was going like that. Who took it? Must have been straight into the wall. Wasted opportunity. There's a book title for, book titles that would be released. Yesterday, we did book titles that will never get released, like Speed by Harry Maguire or, Coming for Crosses by David De Gea. It is half time, but Wasted Opportunity by Bruno Fernandes would be a good book title for him. So 0-0 at half time. You know what the tweet is? I'll tell you now. Chat, bang, let's get it out. So basically, I've just tweeted there, get Casemiro and Ronaldo on, because that has been a little bit flat from United. And it's been a bit disappointing. I don't subscribe to the view that it's been crap. we've got 3 points from 9, and we've got to try and build some positivity here. Defensively, I think we've looked very, very good. If we could just pin those stats, Jordan, we'll go through those in a minute. But cheers, pal. So I think that the half itself has been disappointing in one sense, because he's gone with a winning team and they've not really repaid that faith. McTominay's looked okay, but he's limited. He's never going to play like Casemiro, so you've got to make that sub. And then Rashford down the middle. I can't understand. I don't believe that Rashford wants to play down the middle. There's this rumour that he's asked to play down the middle. Why? Play off the left, cut in on your right foot, running forward, looking forward. Go up front. You've got to play with your back to goal. You've got to be physical. He's not done any of those things well. He's just waiting for a ball over the top. You won't get that in League One, mate. Football's moved on. You're not going to score 20 Premier League goals with people knocking a long ball over the top. Football's moved on from that. You might get it every now and again, but we can't just put Rashford up front for a ball over the top. And that's what he's good at. Like Rashford, one-on-one pace, you fancy him, but you're not going to score 20 goals like that. Forget, we're not playing under 14s. So why is Rashford down the middle? And to be fair to him, he's not been in the game anyway because he's in a graveyard shift, and he's also not good in the air. Rashford needs to be on the left. Sancho needs to be on the right, and Ronaldo needs to be up front. Elanga has been. I like Elanga, but he is out of his depth at this level. As I just said before half time, we're nurturing a player. That's what you always do with a young player. But I think we're also trying to develop his talent. You can't do that in the Premier League. We don't know whether Elanga is going to be playing for Man United for the next 10 years or Preston. And we need to find that out. And you don't do that by starting him in the Premier League. He needs to be doing what we've done with Garner. He needs to be in the Championship. But we've got nobody else. So therefore, he has to play, which is why I'm terrified of the next 2 months with our front line, because we've got no depth. We've really got no depth up front. And apart from Sancho, that's not been a good performance from the front three. Rashford needs to be back on the left where he's good. And we need Ronaldo on. And Elanga just, that's our weak side. He's not done anything. I mean, he nearly scored, and that's Elanga's talent. His finishing is very good. But everything else, I just don't feel he's ready for it. And then he gets a load of criticism, and it's not fair. What else? Eriksen and Bruno are trying too many long balls because we're set up to hit too many long balls. And McTominay has been okay, but okay at this level means you don't win the midfield battle, and we've not won the midfield battle. So defensively is the positive again. I think defensively we've looked really good. Martinez and Varane again looking like a good combination. Varane's been coming out, winning the interceptions, winning the headers. I think Deleu's probably been my man of the match. Defensively, he switched off a couple of times, but going forward, he's really got forward. Malassi has not got forward that much down the left-hand side, which is weird because he's working with Sancho. So, yeah, I think the fullbacks have done quite well. Defensively, De Gea's not had anything to do. So we don't look like we're going to concede, but the danger is we can concede. Like they did come into the game more in the last 20 minutes. So overall, it's not been terrible from United. I just would have expected a little bit more, especially after that Liverpool game. I think the energy has dropped, the fluidity has dropped. And apart from that one little bit of, we should have scored when the keeper made a save from Elanga and the 2 blocks, we've not really created anything. So, yeah, it's been too equal in my mind. And if the defence is playing well, how is it equal? Because we're not winning the midfield battle and we're not getting up front enough. So changes in the midfield and the attack for me. United playing the long ball because the defence doesn't trust McTominay, says Jim. Reason Rashford is down the middle, in my opinion, is due to Martial's injury, Ronaldo wanting out. Only real player can play down there is Rashford. It's clear Erik ten Hag doesn't want to start people who want out. And that might be true, Damon. You might be right about that. Don't usually change a winning team, but Rashford, Elanga and McTominay aren't good enough if we want to finish top 4, says Toyin. Elanga off, Rashford out wide, Ronaldo through the middle. That was the super chat there. I just lost my live chat for some reason. I think it's getting a bit overloaded. So also, welcome to the Members Club, Sean. Rashi doesn't press, won't hear it though because his name is Ronaldo, says Lawandi. Well, I did want to talk about that. Where is the pressing from Rashford? Because I tell you what, you'll never hear that. You'll never hear that. I haven't seen much energy from Rashford in a number 9 position either. I'm not saying he's any less energetic than Ronaldo, but God, the British media never shut up about Ronaldo's pressing. And I haven't seen much from Rashford either. So, are we going to have that debate? Probably not. Rashford wants to move down the middle because there's a vacancy there. Antony and Sancho will lock down the wide areas. Not on that performance they went. Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about Antony Elanga. Humphrey, good point. Yeah, you're true. McTominay, Bruno, Elanga, Rashford, Delo, all useless as HK. I thought Delo played well. It's interesting. United playing the long ball. Yeah, we've done that one as well. So yeah, what would I suppose because he took Elanga off on Monday and brought Martial on and it was tactical, there'll be people there thinking he's going to do that. I actually think he won't make a sub at half time. So we'll have to wait and see. But I don't think he'll make a change. But I think he does have to make a change, because if he doesn't make a change, Southampton, it's precarious. And what I will say is this game feels to me like the team that scores first wins the game. If Southampton score first, I think our heads will drop. If we score first, I think we can lock this game down. So the first goal is going to be very, very, very important. Please subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're only 100 away from 459,000. Thanks, everyone who's getting involved. Remember, match reaction straight after this. Player ratings. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. We'll drop the link in the chat for you in the second half. Obviously, it aggregates all your scores, the most fan-related player ratings in the world. Let's not all panic, says Greg. Not going to play the same as Liverpool at Old Trafford every week. Seen worse and seen better. Yes, I'd agree with you, Greg. I don't think it's been terrible. I don't think it's been as good as we probably would have wanted. Get Ronaldo on for Elanga. Move Rashford out left. Sancho out right, says Adam. Ronaldo needs to come on and Casemiro for McTominay, says Jaden. And look, and I think, Ten Hag's the manager I want, so I will always search for the positives, but I don't think you need to search that hard. I think I would argue with anybody about the defense. I think the defense will concede goals, because Man City concede goals. You will concede goals. I think we need to move out of the mindset that every goal is a tragedy and somebody needs to be dropped for. Man City concede goals. Everybody concedes goals. That defense will concede goals. It's about whether that defense gives you confidence. That defense gives me confidence. I think that's our best defense, and that's the one we should be sticking with. Varane and Martinez are the best centre-back pairing I've seen at United in many years. And Malacia and Delo, whilst they're still a little bit raw, they are focused and doing their job. And I like that back four. I liked it against Liverpool, and I like it again. That's the positive for me. The back four is the positive. So, sometimes I think we watch United and we say, oh, they're all crap. I wouldn't give them any more than 5 out of 10. If that game ended now, every one of that back four gets over a 6 for me. So that's a step forward for United, because anyone who's been watching United for the last couple of years, it's normally a crap team performance. So back four have played well. Moving into the midfield, I would have to say you're talking average at best. It's not been as good as it should be. That midfield three of Bruno, McTominay and Eriksen should be dominating Southampton's midfield, and it's not. They've not been terrible, but it's not been as good as the defence has played. And then the attack, apart from Sancho, has been almost non-existent. Elanga gets tackled or misplaces a pass. Rashford's been invisible. Sancho's been crowded out a few times, but looks the most likely player to do anything. So we're not doing well in the attack. The midfield is pretty average, but the defence is strong. So that's the positive for me. It's not a bad team performance. It's a good team defence. The midfield's a bit average and the attack's not in the game. So you've got to make changes to those two areas. Whereas I think every other year, we're having to make changes to everything. So, and I think if that chance goes in from Eriksen or Bruno, and we're 1-0 up, we probably win the game. I don't think we're going to have to play elite to win this game. I don't think Southampton are going to punish us for missed chances if we keep playing the way we are. I still think it could make no changes, and I'd still fancy us to nick a win. But let's not play that game. Let's not play this roulette at 0-0. Let's make the changes. Let's improve the midfield and improve the attack. And that's when you look to the bench and you go, hold on a minute. I've got world-class Casemiro who can come on for McTominay and get hold of the midfield. And I've got world-class Ronaldo who can come on up front and score me a goal. Make those two changes, win the game. Elanga on for Ronaldo. Ronaldo goes through the middle. Sancho to the right. Elanga to the left. Casemiro for McTominay. Let's see how that goes in the second half. And we should get hold of the game. Lots of people saying Bruno poor in the chat. Just go out all your way to watch Eriksen lose the ball. Yeah, Sean, I don't differentiate between Bruno and Eriksen. Bruno's the only one who's actually making the runs into the box. That cross from Eriksen was delightful. And it's Bruno who nearly gets on the end of it. I don't know where Elanga and Rashford are. Same with the cross from Delo. Cross comes in from Delo and it's Bruno breaking in to get in there. I mean, Bruno's actually making the runs into the box. I don't think Bruno and Eriksen have been brilliant, but I wouldn't say they've been terrible. McTominay would survive being eaten by the Loch Ness Monster, says Blink. Mark, can you ask my partner Nikki to stick the kettle on, says PT5. And books that will never happen, Timmy Trap biography, says Philip. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Lots of people giving Bruno stick in the chat. Rashford's getting a bit of stick as well. Who would be your man of the match then at half-time? Let's have that conversation. I think Bruno playing well, says Des. And morning, Mark from Houston. My Love of Sharks by Mark Goldbridge, says Beryl. Yeah, that's not going to get written either. My man of the match at half-time would probably be Varane or Delo. Somebody from the back four, though, really. I think the back four have been good again. A few people saying Eriksen. A few people saying Martinez, Sancho. But, yeah. Spurs don't mind United wearing this green kit, says Greg. A few people saying Malacia as well. But again, I said it before the game, and I suppose that's something United need to improve on at half-time. When you're playing Southampton, your back four shouldn't be man of the match. When you're playing Liverpool, fine, and they were. But unfortunately, at half-time, our back four is our man of the match again. And that's a big hint for Ten Hag. If our back four is our man of the match against Southampton, something's not going right, because Southampton fans would agree. Whether you beat Southampton or not, they're always a team that will let you score goals, and we haven't scored yet. So Harry Maguire would be the last person I'd bring on at the moment. Tom Heaton would come on before Harry Maguire. We don't need to make any changes at centre-back. Why McTominay not dropping to get the ball from the defenders? Is that strategy after we failed against Brentford? Eriksen's played well, says Akash. Thank you very much for the super chat there. So remember today, if you are watching the matches today, we've got second half coming up now. Straight after that, we'll do my match reaction with the player ratings. So we'll get you the player ratings to vote for on the 70-minute mark, as per usual. And then straight after the match reaction, if you're interested, I'm live on That's Football for the 3 o'clock game. So we'll be covering all of those goals as they go in, updates, everything. It's a really good set of 3 o'clocks today, because we've got Man City playing Palace, Liverpool playing Bournemouth, and Chelsea playing Leicester. So 3 big teams playing at 3 o'clock today. So we're going to do that on That's Football if you want to tune in. Do you think he'll make the subs at half time? I've got a funny feeling he won't. I've got a funny feeling that he's not going to make the subs at half time. I don't know why, but he should do. Time to see Casemiro and Ronaldo with Varane, the real United spine, says Dale. Well, Casemiro needs to come on ASAP, but he might. You know what he might do? He might take Eriksen off. He might take Bruno off. He might keep McTominay in. Everyone assumes it's going to be McTominay, but he might not. He might keep McTominay on. I certainly don't think he'll bring Ronaldo on at halftime. And I do. There was a very good comment before that I would agree with, and you have to think about it. What if Ten Hag knows that Ronaldo's going to leave? Is that why he's not starting him? Because he knows he's going to leave. Just feel as a team have been disappointing against Liverpool. We were brave and on the ball. Now we are not playing a high line. We're not. Tywin, you know what? That's a great point. We're not playing a high line. You can say what you like about anything, but we are not playing a high line. And that has been a little bit disappointing against Southampton. I don't know why. Maybe because we're away from home. We certainly could play a bit of a higher line with the defenders that we've got. But to play a high line, you've got to push up. You've got to be... I suppose what I'm trying to say is to play a high line, it prevents you playing the long ball. So if Varane and Martinez are right up on the halfway line, how do you knock the ball in behind for Rashford? It's not going to happen. So maybe we're playing a deeper line on purpose so that Bruno and Eriksen can pick the ball up in the pockets and try and exploit a higher line of Southampton. I think that's why we're not playing a high line. Anyway, let's look. The players are coming out in the second half. Let's have a look. 60% possession for Manchester United, for 40 for Southampton. It should be higher. 7 shots to 8, bit close. Passing is getting better. 250 passes to 160 for them. Pass accuracy has got better. So in the last 15 minutes, we actually got better in possession. But quite an equal game. And as I said, Southampton are not a team that wants 50% possession anyway. Ronaldo's definitely not on. Casemiro's definitely not on. No subs at half time. As I predicted, I didn't think there would be. And straight from the kickoff, we hit a long ball out for a throw-in. We're back to the Ollie days. Fucking long ball. We need to stop doing that. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the timer, mate. It's not come up yet, so I can't tell you. No subs at half time. We've just started here, and we are currently 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 seconds in. Why do I think he wouldn't make changes at half time? Not many managers do, really. And I think that the Martial change for Elanga was probably pre-match agreed. I think Elanga probably knew that was going to happen, and Martial knew it was going to happen. I think in this game, there probably wasn't a plan to change it tactically at half time. So the subs that he makes in this game will be because of underperformance. So he probably doesn't feel like he wants to do that at the moment. And a lot of managers will say you've got the first 15 minutes to put it right, and then he'll make the changes around 60 minutes. Tenno says, bring Casemiro on to protect a 0-0 draw. I know what you're saying. Bring a CDM on. It's not to protect a 0-0 draw. It's to get us higher up the pitch. It's to get us better in possession, because the midfield is not played particularly well. Has Ten Hag kicked Fletcher off the bench? Just realised, haven't seen him for a while. That's a good thing, says Red Devil. I think Darren Fletcher's still involved in the day-to-day training and stuff like that, but there isn't really a need to have him on the bench, no. So he is the technical director, of course. Oh, good play by Delo again. Told you, I think Delo's had a good game. I don't know why people think Delo hasn't had a good game. Now it comes to Bruno, gets it wide to Sancho. We've got options here. Malacia is going to make the overlap. Ignored the overlap. Ericsson, cross, and McTominay wins it back. Comes back to Delo. Little dinky cross to the back post for Sancho. Heads it down. Southampton will clear it. And Ericsson wins it back and wins a free kick there, Shay Adams. Yug says 1-0 Southampton incoming. It's not impossible that that happens. I think any team in the Premier League is capable of scoring against any team. 0-0. I feel United have been the better team, and United defences look strong, but it only takes a minute, girl or boy, to score a goal. Less than that. Which is why United need to impose themselves on. A draw's no good for us anyway. So losing the game 1-0 would be big questions asked about why we're not scoring goals. Right, nice ball into Bruno now. He's made a good run. He's got to look at... Oh, he's been muscled out there. But we've won it back. Has Ten Hag kicked? Yeah, I've done that one. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Nice ball into McTominay. He's got a bit of time. Good shot straight at the keeper. Worth a shot by McTominay. It's not a great shot, but it's on target. It wins a corner. I think that, you know what? McTominay gets a lot of stick, but I still think McTominay, if there is a player, it's box to box. Breaking forward. Chanting glazes out. Good to hear. McTominay hasn't been as calamitous as usual, but he hasn't been a positive effect either, says Marcus. Let's see what happens with this corner. He is one of the threats on a corner, and it's over the bar from Varane. Surprised not to see him subbed off at half time, says Marcus on McTominay there. Should McTominay have took a touch? Well, he won a corner. He forced a save from the keeper. He's done all right. Pitch is horrible. Yeah, I've seen some pictures of the pitch. Not looking great. I think he's looking at subs already here, Ten Hag. Good win by Martinez in the air. Oh, he's not going to win that. And Delo's going to get booked for that. Does pick up a lot of yellow cards, Delo. I took him out my fancy Premier League team, actually, because he is very yellow card prone. I mean, he took one for the team there, really, to be honest. And it's probably not a bad foul to give up. Otherwise, they're down the left-hand side. Should have subbed off McTominay at half-time, says Jemmy. So another chance for Southampton to whip a cross in. I mean, look, people are notable by their absence with their criticism of Martinez in the air, aren't they? I think he's played very well in the air again today. Another header, easy for De Gea. Out to Sancho. There's an option in the middle. Play it. There you go. Low. Martial offers so much more than Rashford up front, says Adam. Not when he's injured, mate. Now Elanga. Nicely. Go on. Oh, what a tackle. Good play for the first time there. Elanga actually getting in. Lovely play. Good tackle. Played a 1-2. I thought the lad was going to do it there. Nice little link-up play between Rashford, Elanga, and then lovely 1-2 with Bruno. And again, it's just he's a bit unlucky there. That's the best thing Elanga's done all game. Can't do anything more there. He's done well there, Elanga. He just can't get the ball out of his feet. It's a good tackle by this Bella Ketchup, who's actually played very well for Southampton. It was a great tackle, yeah. McTominay is useful as Fletcher on the sidelines, says Kyle. And the biggest improvement this year has to be the lack of iPads, says Mark Perilles. Hi, Mark. What do you think is the most good-looking Manchester United player, says Sam. I don't know, mate, because my mind doesn't work like that. So I don't know. If you want to vote for that in your chat, crack on. So Bella Kotchap is injured here. I tell you what, if he goes off, that'd be a big help. Elanga very poor. Take him off, Marcus says, and bring on Ronaldo. Seems like every time there's Glazers out chance, the commentary box mutes the crowd chants on BT Sports, says Cade. It is very strange, yeah. Anyway, we've got a break in the play here. It looks like he's going to be all right. He's played very, very well. Probably Southampton's man of the match. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. We're very close to 460,000. We're on 459 at the moment. So subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with the United Stand community. Leopards don't change their spot. Still crap. Our mental drops when we play bad teams, says Unknown. Subbed off at half-time is a book that will never get written by Scott McTominay, says Jenny. It is another book that will never get written about Scott McTominay. On the bench again. No, he's never on the bench, is he? All right, Seb.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Going out to do weeding.
Oh. He's had enough. 53 minutes. Seb's going out to the garden to do weeding. That's what he thinks, Eric. He's had enough. He's just walked out with a look of disdain on his face after 53 minutes and says he's going in the garden to do weeding. That's what Seb thinks of this football so far. He just looked really disappointed as he walked in. It was just like, I don't know. I don't think it's been that bad. I still think we're going to win. But I'll go back to what I said at half-time. Whoever scores the first goal, I think, wins this game. It just got that feel of it, hasn't it? "90 minutes by Donny," says Charlie Griffiths. It's going again. Subbed off at half-time. Yeah, I've done that one. Another 5 minutes. I'd expect to see a sub here. I can't see any United players off actually warming up, though. I don't know whether anyone else has got a better view. Nice play here. Delow. Cross is good. Goal! What a goal! It's there! It's there! Bruno! I told you. I've got the T-shirt on. People couldn't understand why. That is why. Absolutely brilliant. Bruno Fernandes. What a finish. That's what we've been waiting for from Bruno for about 4 months. A long time coming. A long, long time coming. But he is quality. He's just got to reveal it. And it's Delow. Delow, who I think's had a really good game. I think Delow's played really well. Picks it up. It's a lovely cutback cross. On the volley as well. Lovely goal by Bruno. Absolutely fantastic. Sancho, part of the build-up play. Delo, bottom corner. Oh, that's quality. What a quality finish. You know, you can criticise Bruno, and he deserves the criticism over the last few months, but he can do that. Bruno, that's quality. That is absolute quality. Superb cross by Delo as well. We've got the first goal. We've got the better defence. Let's take the 3 points now. Let's move on. Let's move on. And I said that, though, didn't I? I said it at half-time. I don't want to take any credit. You probably could give me an assist if you want. But I did say at half-time, people were criticising Bruno. And I said, look, I don't think him or Eriksen have had a great half. But it's Bruno who's making the intelligent runs in the box. Eriksen put a cross in the first half. Bruno's the one who nearly gets on the end of it. Delo puts a cross in the first half. Bruno's the one who gets on the end of it. He's the one making the runs in the box. It's not Rashford or Elanga or Sancho. It's Bruno making the intelligent runs in the box. Good to be 1-0 up here. This is absolutely essential that we get the first goal in this game. Absolutely essential. And I think, hopefully, that will now lead to 3 points. So important to get the first goal. Bruno haters went quiet, says Tyler. You know what, Tyler? I've given Bruno so much stick over the last few months. And Bruno, as everybody knows, is one of my favourite players at United. But you can't just protect them when they played badly. And he's deserved every little bit of criticism. Petulant, not performing, massive wage increase, not played well. That's probably his first good thing he's done since he had a pay rise. He needs to get back to doing that every week. That's what he needs to do. But you know what? I just don't think Bruno can play like he's played the last 3 months forever. He's a quality player. And if he can improve, then it's looking good for United. How much is Seb's labour charge for weeding marks, as Mike Thomas? About £10 an hour. It won't last that long, though. Good play by Delo. Again, that's going to go for a corner. Sick of people moaning about Bruno, analysing his February touch. He's pure class. Grow up, you prat, says Nick P. And Sean says, what was you all saying at half-time about Bruno? Shh. Hey, let's not be... You know, I don't want that. Don't like it when we're falling out going, you know, Bruno FC and all that crap. I wore the T-shirt. People criticised it. They couldn't understand it. People were saying, why are you wearing a Bruno T-shirt? He's shit. He's not done anything for months. The Goldbridge T-shirt works its magic again. It's a good cross by... You what, man? Up to 6th in the table, apparently. There we go. I gave Delo man of the match at half time. I think that Delo has played really, really well. But some people at half time were saying he was crap. I thought he was our best player in the first half. He's done his job. He's got forward loads. Attacking wise, I think he's been brilliant today. Just need to be a bit careful here. Southampton on the attack. Cut back. McTominay boots it out. Now, will it make him want to make changes, or will it make him not make changes? The moment you take Delo out of your fantasy, he gets an assist. I know. I think he's on my bench, actually. Put Casemiro in now, says Seb. Well, I don't know. We've got the goal now. He might just decide to stick with what he's got. He might just think, well, Casemiro's only had 2 days training. If I don't need to use him, I won't use him. Southampton are in the box here. Let's get rid of it. Oh, no handball on McTominay. He did handle it, but it would have been a very harsh handball. Definitely handballed it, but it was like very close contact. You don't get handballs for that these days. Get out and walk. Fancy that then. Bruno T-shirt and he scores. Got magic powers. That's what classic Bruno is. He was out of shape for a couple of months, but this was the breakthrough, says AAH. Southampton pushing forward here. We're going to have to defend well, I think, now. And maybe this is where Rashford and Elanga probably will work on the break. got to keep focused, keep concentrating. McTominay hasn't been terrible for once, as Martial. He's been okay. I'll probably give him a 6. Yeah, he's been all right. Great shot. Please for Bruno. Still not sure on Eriksen and Bruno. Needs someone more energetic than Eriksen. Maybe we go Eriksen or Bruno, says SK. Thank you very much. Southampton having good possession here, but not able to put a cross in the box. Good work from United now. I don't see any imminent Man United sub, but they are all warming up. So just going back to this handball by McTominay, definitely handballs it and handles it twice. Yeah, that's not a penalty. Never in a million years. He's good, that Bella Kotchup. First time I've watched him for Southampton, and he looks very good. Be interesting to see what happens with him over the future years, because he looks to me, well, we know what Liverpool are like with Southampton. He looks decent. Cross comes in from Ward-Prowse, well out by McTominay. Missing player Marcus Rashford 10 will offer reward. Last seen during warm-ups, says Sue. Hey mate, I fancy him to score. I fancy Marcus Rashford to score on the break with pace. CJ, welcome to the Members Club. Thanks for joining. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. We're very close to 460k. Southampton with a short corner. And they win another one. Another corner. Headed over by Bella Kotchup. Southampton making a sub here. Is it Armstrong coming on? And welcome to the Members Club, Dallas. El Younasi's coming off and Armstrong's coming on. He's not really done much, has he? First time I've noticed that, El Younasi. To be honest, though, it's not been vintage Manchester United, but it's been built on a strong defence. I think there's been a few... be interesting what people give in the player ratings. I don't think there's been many crap performances. I think it's been a lot of average performances. But the defence has been the strength again. And, you know, we've not played brilliantly, but if we can win 1-0, it's a very unlike United performance. We weren't very good at doing this sort of thing. And I don't think anybody could say we don't deserve to win the game. We've scored the best goal of the game. And we've defended very well. I think Southampton have defended well, to be fair. I think it's been quite an equal game. But what's the most important thing for United? Win. Callum, welcome to the Members Club. No subs at the moment. Possession stats are dropping a little bit. 58%. It was 61%. Himanshu's been very impressed with Bella Kotchup as well. People are saying it was a clear penalty. I don't. I mean, look, I'm not McTominay's biggest fan, but I don't think he's been terrible today. And also, that's not a penalty. The ball lands on his arm. It's not. You can't do anything about it. You shouldn't be getting a penalty for that. Never say never with modern rules, but that would have been a bit harsh, I think. It doesn't look like there's any United players coming on. Bit of a risk. I don't think we've been that convincing that you can rest on a, we're comfortable. I don't think we're comfortable, but clearly wants to stick with this team. Dom says it was unnatural arm movement and clearly a penalty. I'm surprised that Rashford and Elanga have survived, to be honest. They haven't played well. You know, we've had 65 minutes of them now, and they haven't played well. You know, they are lucky to be on the pitch. But they'll probably go and score, you know, on the break. But Southampton on the attack here. I feel like we need to make changes because Southampton are doing more and more. Great save by De Gea over the bar. Big chance there. Big chance. Good save, De Gea. Be careful. Straight at him, but you've got to make the saves. Inviting a bit of pressure here. 25 minutes to go. United leading 1-0. I'd make changes now. I just tweeted it there. This has not been the sort of performance where you rest on your laurels and go, yeah, we're playing well. The Bruno goal was good, but it was a bit like, that's probably the only shot on goal we've had. Ronaldo's coming on. About time. Make the change. I'll make a change in the midfield as well. Does De Gea look 100%? Heard something about a tweak last week. Seemed to be grimacing after the save, says Sean. Well, we haven't really got any other options, have we? Right, Ronaldo's coming on. And it's happening now. Here comes Ronaldo. Could be his last could be his last game. Sancho. The Sancho. Oh my God. I'm surprised by that. I'm very surprised by that. I tell you, I mean, is Elanga now going to become the next Scott McTominay, where he's doing something that we're not realising? I like Elanga, but I just don't think he's ready for this level. I really don't. I think we're almost down to. I just don't see what he's done. Hard work, maybe. Pace, yeah, could be. We're not the manager. Ten Hag is. Back it. So Ronaldo's through the middle. Rashford goes to the left. Elanga to the right. Clearly doesn't want to make the midfield change either. Come on, I'd get Donny and Casemiro on. Take Eriksen and McTominay off, freshen it up in the midfield. Last 20 minutes. Try and get hold of the midfield a bit better because we're starting to invite a bit of pressure here. Academy players are bulletproof, says Chris. And De Gea, Varane and Martinez all speak Spanish. So does Casemiro. Communications is crucial when split-second divisions need to be made. Elanga needs a loan, says OJ. Be interesting that, won't it? If that did happen, De Gea, Casemiro, Martinez and Varane, if they all started speaking Spanish, you'd also have an advantage over most Premier League teams who won't know what they're talking about. Rashi wide is a mistake. No press and no tracking, says Greg. And good morning from Canada, says Marco. Can you shout out my friend Rowie? He's watching from work this morning. Shout out to Rowie or Rowie. Elanga stretches defences more than Sancho, says Nico. Oh, good tackle on Ronaldo there. Be careful, United. They're on the break here, Southampton. Ward-Prowse. Delo. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. 20 minutes. Lovely. Yeah, I think you're right. I think McTominay will get a 7 out of 8 everywhere. Captain set here 3.5, says Robert. You'd give McTominay a 7 or an 8, Robert. That's just biased. I'd give him a 6.5. What has he done in this game that makes you think he's played well? I wouldn't give Eriksen more than a 6.5. Like, I don't know what game you're watching, Robert. Like, we haven't got hold of the midfield. It's been a very equal game. How can you give somebody a 7 or an 8? That's the problem. McTominay plays okay and people want to give him an 8. Like, you can't. That is the problem, Robert. Like, he's normally a 3 or a 4. He plays okay and then people give him an 8. You can't give somebody an 8 just because they play okay and they're not crap for once. Like, give him an honest score. He's a 6.5. Ollie 2.0, anyone? Long balls and loves Scotty, says ABC. Ooh, Shea Adams goes down in the box from Martinez. Nothing giving. Good. Look, it's all about opinion. Some people are saying he's played well. Some people are playing he's played crap. I think he's been average because I think the midfield's been average. We've not won that midfield battle. So how can any of our midfielders play well? Daniel says Robert's related to McTominay. I don't think he's been bad. I think it's a bit like I think McTominay represents the United performance today. It's been good defensively, but offensively, I don't think we've done anywhere near enough. 20 minutes to go. It's a long way. Anyway, we're talking like we're going to win this game. Long way to go. Long way to go. Player ratings will be coming out very soon anyway, so you can start voting for your player ratings. But free kick for Manchester United here. Ward-Prowse is on it. Get Ericsson out, says SOG. If Scott is 8, then Delo is a 10, says Rashid. Yeah, Delo's been very, very good. Ward-Prowse on the free kick. I'd be gutted to not win this. Second ball. That's a foul on Ericsson, ref. We want Casemiro. We want Casemiro and Donny for 20 minutes, says Antony Jury. They're in the box here, Southampton. Get it out. I've been very impressed with United defensively again today, though. Whatever happens, that's wild. That's wild. To the box. Let's have a look. That's not a handball. I think they're trying to say it's a handball. We're having a laugh. All right, I'm going to drop player ratings in the link in the video description for you now. You might be a little bit early for some of you, but it is up and running on the website. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. That is now in the video description for you if you want to check that out. Battling by Ronaldo. And they win a free kick. There is a sub for United, is there? No. Somebody's warming up. I don't know who it is. I don't know who that looks like. It looks like it could be Casemiro. I don't recognise the running style. It's too far away. If anyone saw that, I think it might be Casemiro, but he's only warming up. He's not imminent. And I think it will be Ericsson. I think he'll keep McTominay on. Be careful here. Away side, 1-0. Last 15 minutes. Cross comes in. Delo heads it out. Edge of the box. That's not a great header. Good block by McTominay, to be fair. I'll give him an 8 now. He gets the ball. That's not a foul. That's no foul. Gets the ball. You can't argue with that. He gets the ball. It's a man's game. This is a man's game because they're all men. There's a foul. There is an injury at the moment. So look, I just need to battle this out now. That's where we're at. Battle it out. Get the points. Move on. 3 points. That's what today was all about. It's not been pretty at times, but that's what it's all about. Get that result. Move on. So they're having a bit of a drinks break here. It's 15 minutes to go. Big 15 minutes. Keep that defence working hard. That's the big positive for me today. How hard we've worked defensively. Confidently as well. De Gea's not really had a lot to do. Ricky's going to be fuming in the back garden, paddling pool right now. Desperate for a Bruno misplaced pass, says Nick P. And has draw written all over it. Needs subs now, says Tom. And Ronaldo has hurt his knee. Wan-Bissaka warming up because Delo can't defend, says Balu. Varane's stood with him at the moment. And Delo. You can tell who likes Ronaldo, can't you? These are the things you have to pick up on in life. You can tell who likes Ronaldo. Varane, Delo, Bruno, Eriksen, all around Ronaldo when he goes down. How do Rashford and Elanga, who both have 3 out of 10, stay on our pitch? Says Brian. Well, somebody was on about Ricky there. As you know, with Ricky, he has a few favourites and he has a few players he doesn't like. So he won't be pissed off with Bruno because Bruno scored, but he'll move on to Rashford. It'll be Rashford. Rashford. Ronaldo might have to come off here. There'll be a lot of extra time added on here. It's been quite a break. Good couple of minutes, isn't it? Please do subscribe, actually. Bottom right-hand corner while we're waiting. Really enjoyed your company as per usual. Hopefully we will get over the line with a win. Still 15 minutes to go. We're only 200 away from 460,000, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Let's see if we can hit that before the end of the game. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, today we'll have the match reaction straight after this. Casemiro is coming on. I think he'll probably come on for Eriksen, won't he? Ronaldo looks okay. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Match reaction straight after this. Player ratings. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Links in the description to do that. And straight after my match reaction, if you're interested in the 3 o'clock games, there's some good ones. Chelsea at home to Leicester. Liverpool play Bournemouth. Man City play Palace. Also, I think Brighton Leeds looks very interesting as well. All the 3 o'clock updates. I'll be live on That's Football at 3 o'clock. Casemiro's put his vest back on here. They seriously need to buy more strikers. Ronaldo is coming to the end of his career and Martial is a no-show most of the time, says B. Yakov. So it says 78 minutes, but to be fair, I think we'll be adding another few minutes on to the end because that was quite a lengthy break. And Ten Hag's got it right. You know, I would have picked Casemiro from the start, but ultimately, if he comes out the game with 3 points, he got it right. I wouldn't have started Elanga against Liverpool. He got it right. All I want is a manager that gets it right. I think that's what we all want. Right, Casemiro's coming on now. I think it will be for Eriksen. He'll go defensive, won't he? Put a bit of height in the team. Southampton are going to, you know, well, they're just about to do a long throw in now. And it's probably the right sub, actually. At this stage, 1-0 up, you wouldn't take off McTominay for Casemiro and keep 2 attacking midfielders on. You've got to take one of your attacking midfielders. It might take Elanga off and go with a midfield 4. I mean, God, you know, I forgot about Elanga. He's coming off, yeah. Elanga for Casemiro, 4 in the midfield. Not a great game for Elanga, to be honest. Probably would give him a 5 out of 10. I'd give him an 8 for effort, but it's just not ready. It's just not. I keep saying this. I like Elanga, but he's not ready for starting games for United. He needs to be on loan somewhere, developing his talent, not being thrown in for United. It's my birthday. Give me a shout out, says Gil. Happy birthday, Gil. So Casemiro's on. Ronaldo is on. It looks okay, Ronaldo. And De Gea gets hold of that. Good. Just want to get to full time now and get the points. Just about done enough to win it, I think. But 10 minutes to go. Here's Bruno. Oh. Ronaldo not happy with that. Winning, yes, but cannot control the game like City, says Nathan. Little steps, mate. Little steps. So I think Bruno's gone wide right. Look at the mobility and centre of gravity of Casemiro compared to McTominay when they're running. Now, I know McTominay's played for 80 minutes, but it's just that, he's probing the ball all the time, making the moves. This is what the difference is between a proper CDM and not having a CDM like we've had with Fred and McTominay. If Rashford has not kicked on from Liverpool's game, then what right has he to ask Ten Hag to give him the number 9 position, says Spore. And love your channel, Mark. Always says it as it is, but why won't you call him? No, I'm not talking about Delay like that. I'd probably give Delay man of the match. Lovely flick by Ronaldo into Eriksen. We're on the break. Ronaldo will get there. Oh, what a run by Ronaldo. Lovely. Oh, he's not got the legs anymore. And that's a corner. Goal kick. I agree, McTominay a 7 in this game. His defensive work and cover for Martin has been superb. Every corner and throw in, he's won most balls, says Damon. And is Ronaldo too slow now? He's 37, mate. And those Southampton centre-backs are fast. Ten minutes to go. Tommy with the foul. And the booking. There you go. There you go, Robert McCormack. There it is. We chat about this all the time. There's the McTominay standard yellow card. Look. There it is. It was inevitable. I almost feel like giving him an 8 now for getting the yellow card. Breaking news, and Arnold and Murta looking to get Modric, Carvalho and Gareth Bale. Here we come for the Champions League, says Iram. Mark, I've missed most of the game as I'm on Daddy Daycare. How have we played, says Tom. It's not been a bad game to miss for Manchester United, really. Defensively, we've been very good. It's not been great. It's not been a very exciting game. It's been a very workmanlike game. And we've done enough to win it. I think we've deserved the win if we win. Of course, there's still time left, but there's not been a massive amount of difference between Southampton and Manchester United. I've got to say, it's been. If you were Southampton, you'd almost feel like if you got a draw, it wouldn't be an injustice. But great goal by Bruno, lovely cross by Delo, and I think defensively we've played really, really well. McTominay an 8, says Robert McCormack, and. Is that a -8? There's a minus next to it, Robert. You can't give minus scores. Just give him a 1. I just want to give Ronaldo a hug and say thank you for the effort, says Regan. Thank you for the music, the songs I'm singing. Thanks for all. Hey, look, we're only 20 subscribers away from 460,000. So subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, and we should hit it. And hopefully, in the next 10 minutes, United are going to get another 3 points and double our tally to 6. That was a lovely run here. Oh, I tell you what, that's Bella That's Bella Kotchup again. He looks good. He does. I'm gonna give him a tweet. I'm gonna give him a tweet. Yeah, he will. He'll be playing for Liverpool soon. Got a really good game. It's not often you notice an opposition player and go, of course you notice people like Salah and De Bruyne, but in a Southampton shirt, he's done really well. I want us to get a clean sheet because I think this defence is really going to be the reason we win. As the same reason we beat Liverpool. But they're having a go here, Southampton. They're having a go. They've got us parked up on the edge of the box. I tell you what, I don't really feel that this has been the game for Ronaldo anyway. You know, I know Elanga and Rashford have been quiet, but it's not really been a game for Ronaldo. It's not been a striker's game, has it? Again, it's been a bit of a graveyard shift for whoever's gone in that number 9 shirt today. It's we've not created loads of chances. It's been about building on a strong defence again, hasn't it? Get the points on the board. I'd certainly be very interested to know the distance covered by United today. I'd hope it's going to be as high as it was against Liverpool, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was a lot lower. Good tackle, McTominay. Oh, get rid of it. He's been thrown off the ball, McTominay there. I don't know whether that was a foul. Casemiro doing well. McTominay's still down. He's probably hurt himself, McTominay, there, to be honest, because he would normally get up. I thought it was a foul. Let's have a look at this. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'd be a bit worried about this for Scott because, unless he caught them, what? No, his knee. He's grabbed his knee. No, he's all right. I think he's all right. He's all right. I think Fred's warming up. I think he's all right. I think he's just jolted his knee. He didn't get kicked. You always worry about an injury when they go down like that, but I think he's okay. He does pick up a few injuries, McTominay, to be fair. Somebody just said get him out forever. He's played quite well today to McTominay. Give him a bit of credit. I always think criticism is fine when they're playing badly, but if they do okay, you've got to give them a bit of credit. So, I think we're going to get about 10 minutes added on here. We're 10 subscribers away from 460,000, so make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. A couple of minutes to go. How did the weeding go, Seb? Man United are winning 1-0, you know. It's great news, isn't it? Bruno scored. And I've got a Bruno t-shirt on. How mad's that? Snubbed me, just walked off. McTominay's okay. I think it's going to be about 7 minutes added on here. And I'm not joking. People say 7 minutes. You're having a laugh, Mark. I'm not. I'm being serious. I think we're looking at 7 minutes. Squeaky bum time. Not quite squeaky bum time, but, you know, we do need to get this win. I'd be very disappointed if we drew. And I said this, didn't I, before the game? If you look at Arsenal last year, this happened quite a lot. They lost their first 3 games, but somehow they got back in the race for top 4 because if you lose, you don't draw. You can't draw games. If you lose games, you've got to win your other games. I hope that makes sense. It probably doesn't, but what I'm trying to say is we need to win. You know, if we lose to Arsenal in a couple of games times, if we win the 3 games around it, that's basically Arsenal didn't draw. They didn't draw last season. So if we can respond to 2 losses with 2 wins, it's still not a great start to the season, but at least there's no draws there. Start racking up the points. Six minutes added on. That's not too bad. I thought it'd be 7. We'll take that. Fred's coming on. On Ronaldo. Oh, Rashford. He tried to slip Rashford in. Didn't quite work. Quiet game for Rashford. I tell you what, Rashford will be gutted today. He'll be absolutely gutted that he's not had the opportunity to just get on the end of a one-on-one in a game like this. 14's coming off. Yeah, Eriksen. Eriksen for Fred. Workman-like performance from Manchester United today. 6 minutes left. I smell a 1-1 story. Story jinx, says ABC. Donny got to go and resurrect his career somewhere else as it. Mark, I don't know about anyone else, but I'm watching a dominated United side, says Keanu. It's just about good punch by David Hair there. Get it out. It's about getting the win today. I don't think it's been a follow-up to Liverpool. In fact, I need to write some notes here. It's a moment, isn't it? Style of play. It's amazing how quickly you can write some notes. There you go. My match report's in. Right. We've had 2 minutes of the added 6. I mean, look, I don't think Southampton are a very good side. And I think against the better side, we might find it hard. I mean, I think when I say a better side, you know, Wolves, someone with a bit of, I'm not saying Wolves are a great team, but, you know, people with a bit of something about them, you know, a bit of creativity, which Southampton just don't have it. I mean, a lot of people said Southampton might go down. I don't think they'll go down. I think they'll go down because they don't look like they're going to score goals, to be honest. McMuffin has someone's root nudes. There's no way you never get subbed off, says Alex. And I think Southampton have played quite well today. But they just don't look like they've got really any goal threat. And at least when they had people like Danny Ings, you know, he's a goal scorer. They just don't have enough quality in that team. I don't know whether they've got injuries or anything to come back, but they look like they might struggle. Although, oh, no, get it out. Get out. Nearly famous last words then. I don't know who it was who cleared it off the line. I think it might have been Casemiro. Cross comes in. It's Ward. It's not Ward-Prowse with the cross. Oh, it's Delo again, isn't it? It's Delo who clears it. Sure, yeah, number 20. Delo again. Got to be up there for man of the match. Delo assist, cleared one off the line, played really well, and he's there to get rid of it again. I've got to say, I've got to do a tweet. Delo's been fantastic today. We're on the attack still. Varane gets the header in. Another cross. Oh, they're stacked up. Oh, good hit. Just wide. De Gea knew it was wide as well. Thanks everyone who's been watching. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. And don't forget, links in the description for player ratings. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. We're going to go straight into the match reaction after this. Get your thoughts on who played well and who didn't play well. I think Delo's been magnificent today. I think Varane's been magnificent. Martinez has been magnificent. Malacia has been magnificent as well. I think McTominay's played very well. Eriksen and Bruno have done okay. De Gea's had a good game. Sancho looked okay in the first. I mean, to be honest, it's been a result built on defense, hasn't it? Let's be honest. And sometimes you've got to do that. And defensively, we've been very, very good again. And that's really weird. The last 2 games, our back 4 have basically won us the game. And, you know, good lay down there. Oh, Rashford, fucking hell. Keep the ball. Lovely header by Ronaldo. Here's Rashford, goes wide. Whip the cross. Come on. Onto Ronaldo's head. Nah, crap. Malacia is going to get booked now. What do you think Rashford's future will be like since ZH? It's been a difficult game for Rashford today. He's not been in it. As I say, it's been a bit of a graveyard. It's Fred who's been booked, not Malacia. It's been a difficult game. Fred and McTominay booked. Nothing changes. It's been a difficult game for Rashford. He's not played well, but there's not been a lot going on. We've not played well as an attacking team today. Defensively, very, very good. As an attacking team, no. Oh, here we go. This should be 2-0. Rashford to Ronaldo. Oh, we messed that up. We messed that up. But the final whistle goes, and it doesn't matter. 3 big points for Manchester United there. Built on a strong defence. It wasn't great attacking-wise, but that one moment of magic from Bruno. Delo, for me, is probably going to get my man of the match. But defensively, yet again, a very confident defence that allowed us to build on that. And I think you've got to start talking about that. We've lost so many games over the last year because we've had a bad defence. We've now got a strong defence that's conceded 1 goal in 2 games. The previous 2 games, we conceded 6 in 2, 1 goal in 180 minutes. It's providing us with a very practical win, says SK. And I would completely agree with that. Right, we're going to go over to the match reaction. Lots to discuss. Player ratings. You can do those through the link in the video description. I'll see you.